Chapter 570. Save the Woman in Purple, 1. Utted by Bexenville. CMI Demon Spirit Sky. Green Bull Mountain. Purple Pearl's voice echoed in the air. And at this moment, the black bear's huge palm arrived in an instant. Die! The black bear roared angrily, and struck the purple-robed woman with its palm. Following that, the purple-robed woman's figure fell in a straight line, and landed in a bush with a bang. Roar! 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 Seeing Black Bear defeat the leader of the Purple Pearl mercenary group, the Bear Clan's morale soared. After several rounds of fighting, the Purple Pearl mercenary group cultivators were either dead or injured. At this moment, Black Bear's figure landed on the ground, and slowly walked towards the direction where the purple-clothed woman landed. The bear paw directly pulled up the grass in front of him. He saw the blood and a piece of cloth on the leaf. Chase after him. Black Bear also had a bad feeling when he did not see the purple-robed woman. If the purple-robed woman was still alive, it would be a variable in his plan. After hearing Black Bear's words, the black bear also let out a series of roars. Then, they started searching in all directions. At the same time, in the Green Maple Mansion, after Xiao Changtian and Futian returned, they began to set up all kinds of traps. Seeing that he had almost finished sprinkling the beast repellent powder, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Futian, "Futian, you stay here and watch. I'll go out and find some more materials." After all, there was a possibility of encountering demonic beasts. He had to make some preparations. Xiao Changtian slowly walked out after he finished speaking. In the forest, the purple-robed woman covered the mountain pass on her shoulder. He looked back from time to time and ran away quickly. Following that, he saw a mansion in front of him. It seemed to be the mansion of the Green Bull clan. Thinking of her injuries and the pursuers behind her, the purple-robed woman gritted her teeth. He slowly walked towards Qingfeng's mansion. Entering the Green Bull clan's mansion would definitely allow him to avoid detection, but it would be even more troublesome if he encountered the Green Bull clan inside. However, the injured woman in purple could only gamble that there was no one in the mansion. The purple-robed woman slowly walked toward the Green Maple Mansion. Then, a figure appeared in her field of vision. There was someone there. The woman in purple looked at the figure walking towards her, and waved her hand at him. Xiao Changtian came to the purple-robed woman and said slowly, "Miss, we meet again." Xiao Changtian had just walked a few steps when he saw the purple-robed woman. Xiao Changtian thought of the purple-robed woman's kind reminder to him, and came over to greet her. When the purple-robed woman saw the figure in front of her, she felt dizzy and fell on Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian saw the purple-robed woman falling towards him the moment he saw her, and quickly supported her. "Miss, what's wrong?" Then, seeing the blood on his palm, Xiao Changtian immediately carried the purple-robed woman and walked towards Qingfeng Mansion. After a while in the Qingfeng Mansion, the purple-robed woman slowly opened her eyes and found herself lying on a blanket. Slowly sitting up from the blanket, the purple-robed woman looked around. Then he saw Xiao Changtian and Futian beside the bonfire. "It's you guys? Where was this place? Didn't I tell you to leave?" The purple-robed woman looked at Xiao Changtian and said, "She had pursuers now. If the Bear clan chased after her, she wouldn't have the strength to protect Xiao Changtian." Xiao Changtian smiled at the purple-robed woman. "Miss, don't worry. This is a cow sheet that I found earlier. There are no wild beasts here, so it's very safe. I've treated your injuries briefly, but you still need to rest more." Xiao Changtian said as he walked over with a water bottle. The purple-robed woman seemed to have realized something when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. He looked at his shirt and realized that there was a bandage on his shoulder. "What did you do to me?" The purple-robed woman shouted at Xiao Changtian when she saw the bandages on her body. Xiao Changtian held the water bottle and felt the murderous gaze of the purple-robed woman. He hurriedly explained, "Young lady, don't worry. I didn't see anything." As he spoke, he took out a bandage to show that he was blindfolded. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the purple-robed woman's expression eased a little. Then, Xiao Changtian passed the bottle to the purple-robed woman. Xiao Changtian heaved a sigh of relief when he saw the purple-robed woman take his water bottle. Based on the purple-clothed woman's gaze, Xiao Changtian didn't doubt that she would get up and beat him up. The purple-robed woman took the kettle from Xiao Changtian and took a sip before standing up. We can't stay here for long. The Green Bull clan will come back sooner or later. We should leave quickly. When the purple-robed woman woke up, she also observed her surroundings. This should be the Green Bull clan's mansion that he had seen earlier. The luck of these two people seemed to be a little too good to enter the Green Bull clan's mansion. Coincidentally, the other party was not around. After Xiao Changtian heard the purple-robed woman's words, he slowly said to her, "Miss, you don't have to leave in a hurry. We've already dealt with that green, you can stay here and recuperate." The purple-robed woman frowned when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. She glanced at him and shook her head. Originally, Xiao Changtian had saved her and left a good impression on her. However, she did not expect him to be like the men she had met before. A person who liked to brag. How could he not know the strength of the Green Bull clan? With the weak aura fluctuations on these two people's bodies, they still said that they had dealt with the Green Ox clan. The purple-robed woman ignored Xiao Changtian and the others and walked towards the cave entrance. "Since you think you can solve it yourself, then stay." Xiao Changtian shrugged when he saw that the purple-robed woman was determined to leave. This girl, why would she go out with such a heavy injury? However, since he insisted on leaving, he could not force him to stay. At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to the purple-robed woman, "If you want to leave, take this bottle of medicine with you. It will be good for your injuries." Then, Xiao Changtian threw a jade bottle at the purple-robed woman. After the purple-robed woman caught the jade bottle, she casually placed it into her interspatial ring. At the same time, his impression of Xiao Changtian had also changed. This person was about to face a big disaster, yet he was still acting tough. Why didn't he take a look at his own strength and see if the healing medicine was useful to him? Xiao Changtian also returned to the bonfire after the purple-robed woman left. Chapter 571. Girl, what are you doing? Uttered by Bexenville. CM outside a small town in the demon spirit sky. In the air, Qing Tian had a huge green bull phantom behind him. At this moment, Qing Tian looked at the lightning tomb below, his eyes cold. "Human, when you were targeting my Green Ox clan, did you ever think that one day?" The lightning tomb was also lying on the ground, blood trickling down the corner of its mouth. Hearing Qing Tian's words, he laughed out loud. After Fei Lei's death, she also wanted to take revenge on Qing Tian. Looking at the blue sky in the sky, the electric tomb also became crazy. "So what if old Fei and I are targeting your Green Bull clan? Facing the Pavilion Master's mission, you still hold on to your status. That little green bull died a good death, a good death. Do you know how he died? Let me tell you." Bang! Electric Grave's somewhat deranged voice echoed in the ears of the Green Bull. At this moment, the Green Bull arrived beside the electric tomb and lifted her up in the air. "Ahem, what's wrong? Are you angry? Ha." At this moment, Electric Tomb also gave up resisting. Looking at Qing Tian's gloomy expression, he continued, "Let me tell you, that green bull was roasted and eaten." Bastard! As soon as the lightning tomb finished speaking, true essence surged in Qing Tian's hand. Bang! Lightning Tomb's body exploded in midair. Qing Tian looked at the lightning tomb that had turned into specks of starlight, as if he had not vented his anger yet. "No matter who it is, if you dare to eat the flesh and blood of my Green Bull first rank, you won't be able to leave Green Bull Mountain," Qing Tian said slowly. Then, his figure flew directly towards Green Bull Mountain. At the same time in Green Bull Mountain, bang, bang, bang. In the forest, a few big trees fell, and then a few bears were revealed. Black Bear walked in front of the Bear clan and looked at the purple-clothed woman who was fleeing in front of him. He slowly said, "Human die, roar." After letting out a furious roar, the Black Bear jumped up from the ground. He chased after the purple-robed woman. When the purple-robed woman saw the Black Bear that was attacking her, she also jumped up from the spot. Bang! The Black Bear's huge palm hit the ground, bringing up waves of gravel. The purple-robed woman floated in the air and looked at the Black Bear below with a solemn expression. Not long after leaving the Green Maple Estate, the purple-clothed woman was once again found by the Black Bear clan. After discovering her tracks, the black bear also brought the bear tribe to capture her. Even though the black bear in front of her was only a golden immortal, it was still very powerful. However, under the amplification of the blue sky ox horn, his strength was suppressed by a level. The black bears around him also kept attacking when he was fighting the black bear. The purple-robed woman looked at the black bear below, and also ran around. At this moment, she did not have the mood to fight the black bear head-on. Now, she just wanted to get rid of Black Bear and escape from Green Bull Mountain. Humans, stay here. The black bear looked at the purple-robed woman who was trying to escape again, and its body also shot out explosively. After taking a few steps, the black bear stopped. Looking at the green ox horn in his hand, the light on it grew stronger and stronger. It seemed that Qing Tian was coming back soon. The black bear said in his heart. Then, he reached out his hand to stop the black bear that wanted to chase after the purple-clothed woman. Pass on my order. The entire clan will follow me to Green Bull Mountain Peak. After sensing that Qing Tian was about to return, Black Bear instructed Black Bear beside him. If Qing Tian returned, he would definitely discover his betrayal. At this time, he still brought the demonic beasts that had gathered at the Green Bull Mountain to Xiao Changtian. That way, he would be able to find a shelter. As the black bear finished speaking, the bear clan also turned around and ran towards the direction of the Green Bull Mountain. On the other side, the purple-robed woman was constantly fleeing. The purple-robed woman also stopped in her tracks and came to a river. She covered the wound on her shoulder. When she left the Green Maple Mansion, the purple-clothed woman's injuries had not recovered to begin with. After going out, he circled around the black bear again. His wound was also affected. After washing her face with the river water by the river, the purple-robed woman also planned to leave Green Bull Mountain immediately. Then, he seemed to have sensed something, and turned to look to his side. In the forest, the sound of a sound rang out slowly. Then Xiao Changshan's figure walked out. The purple-robed woman was stunned when she saw Xiao Changtian. At this moment, Xiao Changshan's voice entered the purple-robed woman's ears. Miss, we meet again. The purple-robed woman saw Xiao Changtian greeting her and said slowly, Where are you from? Xiao Changtian looked at the purple-robed woman again with a smile on his face. After waiting for a while in the Green Maple Mansion, the black bear was nowhere to be seen. Xiao Changtian also wanted to catch some fish to roast. He did not expect to see the purple-robed woman when he arrived at the river. After hearing the purple-robed woman's words, Xiao Changtian pointed behind him and said slowly, I came from the cowshed. What's wrong? The purple-robed woman was even more stunned after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. Then didn't you see a group of bears? Black bear? I've seen it before. I'm still waiting for them to find me. Xiao Changtian slowly said to the purple-robed woman. Then he slowly came to the river and placed the bamboo basket in his hand into the river. When the purple-robed woman heard Xiao Changshan's words, her face darkened. Hey, can you speak properly? This person was acting cool in front of him again, waiting for the bear to come looking for him. Why didn't he take a look at his own strength? When the black bear found him, he would probably be gone by the time he found him. Xiao Changtian was fishing by the river. When he heard the purple-robed woman's words, he slowly said to her, did I say something wrong? Miss, I'm telling the truth. When the purple-clothed woman saw Xiao Changshan's appearance, she couldn't vent her anger. If Xiao Changtian hadn't saved her life, she wouldn't have bothered with him. Can you catch fish like this? The purple-robed woman said disdainfully when she saw Xiao Changtian fishing by the river. Xiao Changtian was only holding an ordinary bamboo basket in his hand. How could he catch fish? Xiao Changtian smiled at her and said, I didn't bring the fishing rod. Now it's the willing ones who took the bait. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the purple-robed woman looked at him speechlessly. Then he looked up at the sky. There seemed to be a green light flying towards them. Not good. The purple-robed woman said in her heart, and walked to the river. He pulled Xiao Changtian and ran towards the forest behind him. Xiao Changtian was pulled back by the purple-robed woman. He said to her slowly, Young lady, what are you doing with your current situation? Chapter 572. Just talk to him reasonably when he comes uttered by Bexenville. CM, 1 Demon Spirit Sky, Green Bull Mountain Xiao Changtian, whose arm was held by the purple-robed woman, also said to her slowly, "Miss, what happened?" The purple-robed woman didn't pay attention to Changtian. She looked at the shadow that was gradually approaching her. Her expression was also very solemn. Changtian came here probably to kill him too. When they reached the forest behind them, Xiao Changtian broke free from the purple-robed woman's arm. "Miss, stop running. What happened?" The purple-robed woman looked at Xiao Changtian. She didn't know if he really didn't know or was just pretending. The pressure of the blue sky just now clearly appeared in the air. "Changtian is coming. If you don't run, are you waiting to be killed by her?" The purple-robed woman looked at Xiao Changtian and said slowly, "Changtian, who is that?" Xiao Changtian scratched the back of his head when he heard the purple-robed woman's words. He didn't see anyone by the river just now. "Miss, are you not too nervous?" In this jungle, there was always the possibility of wild beasts appearing. It was a good thing to be vigilant, but it was not good to be overly vigilant. When the purple-robed woman heard Xiao Changshan's words, she said angrily, "You don't even know Changtian, the ruler of Green Bull Mountain, the half-step immortal emperor Changtian." Half-step immortal emperor? What kind of cultivation was this? Was it very awesome? Xiao Changtian pondered for a while after hearing the purple-robed woman's words. He had heard of god kings, god emperors, and god emperors from Taoist Daong and Ditian. What was the cultivation level of this imperial immortal? Perfected Great Sun and Ditian didn't mention anything about it. Most probably, they were just like Ditian and the others who had just entered the sect. Moreover, if it were those powerful cultivators, he would be immortal. If they wanted to kill him, it would be useless for him to run. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the purple-clothed woman, "Miss, it's nothing. Just wait for him to come over and reason with him." Xiao Changtian was very confident when he thought about the fact that the immortal emperor was just a beginner cultivator. He remembered that when Ditian first entered the sect, he crashed into his kite and fell from mid-air. Presumably, that Changtian cultivator was not that powerful. The purple-robed woman became anxious when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. In the cultivation world, what was the path? Only the bigger fist was the truth. How can you reason with others with such a little cultivation? As she thought about this, the purple-robed woman felt a burst of pain in her shoulder. After feeling around his body, he looked at Xiao Changtian. When he was running away with Xiao Changtian, he didn't pay much attention to his belongings. He seemed to have lost the bottle of potion that Xiao Changtian had given him. Xiao Changtian seemed to know the situation of the purple-robed woman. He smiled and said, "Miss, don't worry. Let's go back to the cowshed. I can still make those potions again." The purple-robed woman rolled her eyes at Xiao Changtian. After hearing Xiao Changshan's words, she actually felt that Xiao Changshan's medicine did not seem to be of much use. With Xiao Changshan's strength, what kind of medicine could he get? Moreover, it was self-made. Presumably, it would not be of much help to his injuries. "Young lady, let's hurry up and leave," Xiao Changtian slowly said to the purple-clothed woman when he saw her painful expression. Then, he helped the woman to walk towards the direction of Green Maple Mansion. After taking a few steps, the purple-robed woman also raised her head to look at the sky. Dark clouds covered the area, and within the clouds, a green bull head was faintly discernible. "Run!" The woman in purple shouted at Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian also looked up at the sky after hearing the purple-robed woman's words. The sky was so dark. It seemed like it was going to rain. He had to quickly bring the girl back. If this girl was drenched by the heavy rain, she would probably catch a cold and cough for a few days. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also pulled the purple-robed woman's figure and ran towards Qingfeng Mansion. The purple-robed woman saw Xiao Changtian quicken his pace and grab her arm. Did this guy have to wait until the others were so close before he started running? However, when he ran seriously, he looked quite handsome. Looking at Xiao Changshan's handsome side profile, the purple-robed woman suddenly had the same thought. In midair, he arrived at Green Ox Mountain and looked at the Green Ox Mountain Great Array that had already been activated. After stabilizing his Zhen Yuan, he saw Xiao Changtian running towards Qingfeng's mansion with the purple-robed woman. Purple Pearl, this woman, why is she running away when she sees this seat? Qing Tian muttered to himself. When he had just returned to Green Bull Mountain, he had also felt the existence of Purple Pearl. She wanted to go over and ask about the situation, but she didn't expect her and Xiao Changtian to be running. Looking at the purple-robed woman and Xiao Changtian running, Qing Tian also felt that something was wrong. His spiritual sense slowly entered Qing Feng's mansion, and also felt Fusion's aura. This aura? Qing Tian seemed to understand something after sensing Fusion's aura. The human race is indeed colluding with evil. After saying that, the true essence on Qing Tian's body surged. Boom! 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 Thunder rumbled in the air, and raindrops containing endless power appeared in the air. 10,000 lakes rush. Qing Tian shouted, and then the raindrops in the air swooshed. They charged towards Xiao Changtian and the purple-robed woman. Whoosh! 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 The raindrops made a series of rustling sounds as they passed through the leaves in the forest. The purple-robed woman looked at the raindrops falling from above, and also looked at Xiao Changtian worriedly. If you can't, put me down and run by yourself. I'll deal with you alone. After all, Xiao Changtian had saved his life before, and the purple-robed woman wanted him to deal with the green bull. Xiao Changtian quickly took out an umbrella from his interspatial ring. He slowly said to the purple-robed woman, "Young lady, don't worry, I've already prepared." After returning from the hellfire, Xiao Changtian had also prepared an umbrella and brought it with him. Moreover, he was a grown man, and he had left a young lady behind. What was going on? The purple-robed woman looked at the umbrella in Xiao Changshan's hand. She wanted to see how he would block Qing Tian's attack. Drip, 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 drip. The raindrops landed on Xiao Changshan's umbrella, but they didn't seem to be able to penetrate it. At this moment, the purple-robed woman also looked at Xiao Changshan's umbrella in shock. This seemed to be a high-grade celestial artifact. Chapter 573. It's just a cow. What's there to worry about? Uttered by Bexenville. CM 1. I Demon Spirit Sky, Green Bull Mountain in the air. Qing Tian looked down at the umbrella in Xiao Changshan's hand. He waved his sleeve and let out a cold snort. So you have a high-grade immortal artifact. No wonder you dare to be so arrogant in my Green Bull Mountain. Previously, Qing Tian was still surprised that if this purple pearl rebelled, how did she survive in Green Bull Mountain? After all, he had also given Black Bear a high-grade immortal artifact. Even if Black Bear's strength was inferior to his, he should be able to suppress her with the power of a high-grade immortal artifact. It turned out that Purple Pearl had a high-grade immortal weapon. Looking at Purple Pearl below, Qing Tian's figure flashed as he flew down. Xiao Changtian brought the purple-robed woman and ran for a while before arriving outside the Green Maple Mansion. Looking at the mansion in front of him, Xiao Changtian said to the purple-robed woman, "Young lady has arrived, let's go in and hide." The purple-robed woman nodded at Xiao Changtian. Now she understood why Xiao Changtian was so confident. It turned out that he had a high-grade immortal artifact protecting him. Looking at his age, he should be the holy son of some large sect. Thinking about how she had wronged Xiao Changtian, the purple-robed woman reached out her hand to stop Xiao Changtian and said slowly, "That young master, my name is Purple Pearl." Xiao Changtian heard Purple Pearl's words and nodded to her. "All right, Miss Purple Pearl, let's hurry in." After seeing Purple Pearl arrive, she stopped in her tracks. Xiao Changtian also looked at her strangely. Didn't this girl run away in a hurry before? After Purple Pearl saw Xiao Changshan's reaction, she also didn't know how to react. Didn't this guy like to show off in front of me? Why did he look like he didn't care when she took the initiative to tell him her name? Xiao Changtian walked over when he saw the girl in purple standing there in a daze. He grabbed her arm again and led her inside. "Come in to avoid the rain. It's not good to catch a cold." When Xiao Changtian and Purple Pearl entered, Qing Tian's figure slowly appeared outside Qing Feng's mansion. "Since you've actually come to the Green Maple Mansion, then none of you can leave today. It's just nice to use your blood to pay homage to Qing Feng's spirit in heaven." The green bull said slowly. Then a ray of light lit up on its body. Then he transformed into his true form. A huge green bull appeared outside the Green Maple Estate. After the last fight between Qing Tian and Fu Tian, He knew that Fu Tian's strength could not be underestimated. He immediately displayed his strongest form. In the Qingfeng mansion, Xiao Changtian brought Purple Pearl's figure in. He also found a shed and walked in. Seeing Xiao Changtian return with Purple Pearl, Fu Tian said to him slowly, "Master, you're back." When Xiao Changtian went to fish, he also told him to stay here and wait for Black Bear. After staying here for a while, Fu Tian felt bored. If Xiao Changtian still didn't come back, he would go out to look for him. Xiao Changtian nodded at Fu Tian. Just as he was about to say something, the purple-robed woman beside him suddenly placed a hand on his chest. "Miss Purple Pearl, what's wrong?" Xiao Changtian saw Purple Pearl's actions and said to her, "Boom, boom, boom." After Xiao Changtian finished speaking, a few thunderclaps sounded in the air. Qing Tian's huge body also appeared in Xiao Changtian and Fuxian's vision. Xiao Changtian and Fu Tian were both excited when they saw the sky. "Oh my god, if I bring this cow back, I'm afraid it'll be enough to eat for a while. Oh my god, I finally see him again. It won't be so boring anymore." At this moment, Fu Tian also touched his palm. "Master, can you leave it to me?" Fu Tian looked at the blue sky in front of him and said slowly to Xiao Changtian beside him. Xiao Changtian nodded at Fu Tian. He had originally wanted to bring this bull back. Since Fu Tian wanted to make a move, it was most suitable to hand it over to him. After hearing Xiao Changtian and Fuxian's words, the purple-robed woman did not know how to react. These two people were talking about tigers and wolves. Did they know who was standing in front of them? Oh no, what kind of demonic beast was it? The highest ruler of the entire Green Bull Mountain, the half-step immortal Emperor Qing Tian. After Qing Tian heard the conversation between Xiao Changtian and Fu Tian, he was also furious. These two humans were unforgivable. While his heart was boiling with anger, Qing Tian also mobilized the surrounding rainwater to attack Xiao Changtian and the others. "Master, I'm going." When Qing Tian made his move, Fu Tian also strode over. The vital essence in his body formed an invisible barrier in front of Xiao Changtian and the woman in purple, blocking Qing Tian's attack. Then, he grabbed Qing Tian's horn and let him out. Fu Tian didn't want Xiao Changshan's mood to be affected by the fight between him and Qing Tian. The purple-robed woman looked at Fu Tian and Qing Tian, who were gradually disappearing from their sight. He also slowly said to Xiao Changtian, "Is he okay?" Xiao Changtian heard the purple-robed woman's words and slowly said to her, "You mean Fu Tian? It's just a cow. What's there to worry about? It was just a cow." The purple-robed woman knew that Xiao Changtian had a high-grade immortal weapon. However, Qing Tian was a half-step immortal emperor after all. "Aren't you going to give him the umbrella?" Seeing the umbrella still in Xiao Changshan's hand, Purple Pearl said to him, "Umbrella? The rain isn't that heavy. It's okay. That kid Fuxian's body is very strong." Hearing Xiao Changshan's unworried tone, the purple-robed woman glanced at him carefully. If Xiao Changtian was an expert, it would be fine. The key was that there was really no aura on his body. It was the same for the kid who had just run out. Thinking that Xiao Changtian and the others might have cultivated some special technique, Purple Pearl said to Xiao Changtian, "What's your disciple's cultivation level? And what's your cultivation level?" "Cultivation base?" Xiao Changtian heard Purple Pearl's words and smiled at her. "Miss, I'm afraid you're not mistaken. Fu Tian and I are just mortals. How can we have such cultivation?" The purple-robed woman heard Xiao Changshan's words. Although she was surprised, she still said to Xiao Changtian, "Then why did you send your disciple out to die? How is he going to die? Isn't it just a cow? Look, didn't Fu Tian bring him back?" Xiao Changtian looked at Zizhenju and didn't care about what she had. This girl would always have a few days of bad temper every month. Furthermore, Purple Pearl was still injured, so he had to understand. As he spoke, Xiao Changtian pointed at Fu Tian, who was carrying Qing Tian over. Chapter 574, Black Bear Arrives 1, uttered by Bexenville. CM Demon Spirit Sky, Green Bull Mountain in the Qingfeng Mansion. Purple Pearl heard Xiao Changshan's words. Then, he looked in the direction where Xiao Changtian was pointing. At the entrance of Qingfeng's mansion, Fu Tian was slowly walking toward them with Qing Tian on his shoulder. Fresh blood was still flowing out of Qing Tian's body. It seemed that he was seriously injured. He looked at Fu Tian in front of Xiao Changtian. Then, Xiao Changshan's voice entered her ears. I thought that this bull would be more resistant, but I didn't expect it to be so weak. Xiao Changtian heard Fu Tian's words and patted him on the shoulder. I won't be discouraged. This one is already much stronger than the previous one. If we bring it back, it should be enough for everyone to eat for 10 days to half a month. We'll meet better people in the future. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Fu Tian nodded. When he went out with Qing Tian, just now, Fu Tian thought that he could have a big fight with Qing Tian. He didn't expect Qing Tian to be so weak. Qing Tian fell to the ground and could not get up. Purple Pearl looked at Qing Tian, who was on the verge of death, and the conversation between Xiao Changtian and Fu Tian. Its mouth was so wide that an egg could be stuffed into it. Looking at the two people in front of her, she was about to say something to them. She felt the ground where they were shaking, and then the figures of the black bear and the bear race appeared in her eyes. Seeing Black Bear and the others, Purple Pearl instinctively retreated. However, he realized that Black Bear and the others had ignored him after they arrived. He didn't care about Qing Tian, who was dying on the ground. Instead, he ran directly to Xiao Changtian. She looked at him with a pair of big, watery eyes, looking very flattering. This was a completely different person from the Black Bear that was chasing after him previously. If it wasn't for the fact that Black Bear's aura hadn't changed, Purple Pearl would have thought that she had mistaken him for someone else. Heavens, what was going on? At this time, Purple Pearl felt that her brain was already unable to turn around. At this moment, Black Bear also saw Xiao Changtian slowly walking towards him. He let Xiao Changtian caress his head. Looking at the dying Qing Tian beside him, Black Bear was glad that he had made the right choice. At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to the Black Bear, "Little Black Bear, did you bring your own kind here to be our food?" Xiao Changtian looked at the black bears behind the Black Bear. However, compared to the Black Bear, this Black Bear was clearly stronger. Black Bear shook his head when he heard Xiao Changshan's words. Then he pointed at the direction of the Green Bull Mountain. Seeing the Black Bear's series of actions, Xiao Changtian understood. Are you saying that all the other wild beasts have gathered over there? When Black Bear heard Xiao Changshan's words, he nodded at him. When he heard that Xiao Changtian was going to eat the bears, Black Bear was also nervous. Senior, I can't take this joke, I can't take it. Xiao Changtian nodded in satisfaction, after getting Black Bear's confirmation. No wonder this Black Bear took so long to return. It turned out that it had gathered its own kind to help. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian saw that the rain had stopped. He slowly said to Fu Tian beside him, "Fu Tian, we're going to have a big fight." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Fu Tian nodded at him. Qing Tian, who was on the verge of death, saw Black Bear betray Green Bull Mountain and join Xiao Changtian. He even wanted to bring Xiao Changtian to deal with his Green Bull clan. Finally, he roared at Black Bear and Xiao Changtian. Moo! 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 Qing Tian's voice reached Xiao Changshan's ears. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also turned around. Looking at the blue sky on the ground, he slowly said, "Let's settle this first." As he spoke, Xiao Changtian also came before Yi Fanqing. He found the vulnerable part of his body and hit it with the shovel. Bang! The ruler of Green Bull Mountain, the half-step immortal Emperor Qing Tian, bid farewell to this world. Then, Xiao Changtian slowly put Qing Tian into his interspatial ring. After seeing Xiao Changtian complete all of this, Black Bear felt a lingering fear. No, I must follow Senior well in the future. Seeing Purple Pearl still standing there, Fu Tian also walked towards her. He told her about Xiao Changshan's training in the mortal world. Master is like this now. Don't disturb his cultivation. When Purple Pearl heard Fu Tian's words, she looked as if she had just woken up from a dream. It turned out that the person beside him had always been a peerless expert. Recalling that she had asked someone to bring him away before, Purple Pearl's face became somewhat unsightly. Xiao Changtian also saw Purple Pearl at this time. He slowly said to her, "Miss Purple Pearl, you're injured, so rest here. I'm going out for a bit, and I'll be back soon." Purple Pearl heard Xiao Changshan's words and slowly reacted. He looked at Xiao Changtian and said slowly, "Young master, I'm fine. I can go." Xiao Changtian and Purple Pearl were talking, and Black Bear noticed Purple Pearl was beside Xiao Changtian. This woman, wow, it can't be. Thinking back to the pursuit of Purple Pearl in the forest, Black Bear suddenly felt a chill run down his spine. Black Bear looked at Purple Pearl, then walked to Xiao Changtian and Purple Pearl. He looked at Purple Pearl with a flattering expression. Purple Pearl. Previously it was the flood that washed away the Dragon King Temple. I didn't expect you to know, Senior. I'm really sorry. When Purple Pearl received Black Bear's voice transmission, she glared at him furiously. How could he not take revenge for the Purple Pearl mercenary group? Seeing Purple Pearl's gloomy expression, Black Bear also panicked. If he had known that Purple Pearl and Xiao Changtian had such a good relationship, he wouldn't have dared to deal with her. At this moment, Xiao Changtian took out a few bottles of medicine from his interspatial ring. Miss Purple Pearl, I see that little Black Bear likes you quite a bit. Take these potions, they should be of some help to you. Hearing Xiao Changtian's words and the medicine in his hand, Purple Pearl slowly took it. After that, Xiao Changtian slowly walked toward the Green Bull Mountain, under the lead of Black Bear. At the same time, on top of Green Bull Mountain, on the path through the mountain peak, countless demons of the Green Bull Mountain gathered. The demonic beasts on the mountain path were almost all densely packed, and they were all looking at the mountain peak. On the mountain peak, the king of this mountain range, the Green Bull clan, stood tall. Looking at the demon beasts below, they kept maintaining order. They had all received the order from the Black Bull's horn in the Black Bear's hand, and had come to gather at the mountain peak. Chapter 575. Surrounded by Demonic Beasts 1. Utted by Bexenville. CM Demon Spirit Sky. Green Bull Mountain Peak. A few Green Bull race members gathered together and communicated with each other. The clan leader has not been in the clan for the past few days. It is said that a human has appeared in the mountains, and the entire demon clan is hunting him down. He's just a human. If I were to meet him, I'll definitely let him taste my ox horns. Ha ha ha, when the time comes, I will let him see what my iron hooves taste like. A few green oxen were talking to each other, and at the foot of the mountain, those demonic beasts were also whispering to each other. Didn't Black Bear say that our Lord had summoned us? Why haven't I seen him yet? I wonder what he's thinking by making such a big fuss over a human. All kinds of demon beasts were communicating with each other. At this moment, a voice sounded from the demon beasts. Look, the Black Bear is coming. Seeing the Black Bear clan's figure from afar, the other demon beasts also looked over at them, waiting for his orders. Under the lead of Black Bear, Xiao Changtian and the others slowly arrived at the foot of Green Bull Mountain. Xiao Changshan's eyes lit up when he saw the horde of demonic beasts. There were so many wild beasts. He would not have to worry about the food on the entire island. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian said to the Black Bear in front of him, Little Black Bear, the rest is up to you. Seeing this group of demonic beasts, Xiao Changshan's first thought was to lure them into his trap. Black Bear nodded at Xiao Changtian. Then, the Black Bear walked forward with a bull horn in its hand. Roar! 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 He raised the ox horn in his hand and slowly said to the demon beasts in front of him, Brothers of Green Bull Mountain, that hateful human is right behind me. Lord Qingtian has ordered us to kill this human together. The Black Bear's voice reverberated throughout the Green Bull Mountain. After hearing the Black Bear's words, the demon beasts also looked behind him. Seeing Xiao Changtian behind him, some of the demonic beasts licked their lips. There are still quite a few of these humans. I can barely fill my stomach. Is this the human who infiltrated our Green Bull Mountain? It's mine. No one can snatch it from me. Roar! 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 Following the roar of the demonic beasts, the demonic beasts below also attacked Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian looked at the approaching demon beasts and said slowly to Futian and the others, Futian, lure them into our trap. As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Changtian also started to run. What a joke! There were so many wild beasts. Xiao Changtian was 100% sure that they would eat him up. Seeing Xiao Changshan's expression, Futian also paused for a moment and followed. On the peak of the Green Bull Mountain, the Green Bull clan saw Xiao Changtian and Futian fleeing. Instead, They looked at each other and chased after Xiao Changtian and the others. Humans stop. Soon, with the cooperation of Xiao Changtian, Futian and Black Bear, many demonic beasts fell into Xiao Changshan's trap. Bang! 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 They saw some of their accomplices suddenly fall into the pit, and some of their accomplices were hung up by ropes. Those demonic beasts looked at Xiao Changtian, as if they wanted to kill him. Despicable human! Xiao Changtian heard the angry roars coming from behind him, and quickly came to the outside of Qingfeng Mansion. He pulled on the ropes that were already prepared around him. Whoosh! A cloud of dust rose behind Xiao Changtian. Then, Xiao Changtian also saw the demonic beasts entering the green maple mansion one after another. Futian, hurry! Xiao Changtian said to Futian. When Futian heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also went to stand next to Qingfeng's mansion. He blocked the entrance of the green maple mansion with a huge rock that he had prepared in advance. Then, Xiao Changtian led the others out from the bushes. Standing outside the green maple mansion, Xiao Changtian could hear the sounds coming from inside. After a while, Xiao Changtian let everyone in excitedly. Saint Spirit Heaven, Spirit Race in the Spirit Race's palace. Leng Mei slowly walked in from outside. He said to Leng Xiaoxiao, who was cultivating in the main hall, "Sister, bad news. Those alchemists have found us?" Upon hearing Leng Mei's anxious voice, Leng Xiaoxiao, who was in the hall, slowly opened her eyes. Following that, he also brought Leng Mei out. Leng Xiaoxiao and Leng Mei arrived outside and saw Su Lei and the other three in the air. "Alchemists, why have you come to my spiritual race?" Seeing Leng Xiaoxiao walking out of the palace, Su Lei said in dissatisfaction, "Leng Xiaoxiao, right? Your spiritual race sure has a lot of face to make us wait for so long. I'm not going to waste my breath on you. Tell me directly, where did the hellfire go?" Wen Fei Lei and the others went to the sky of demon spirits to ask Qing Tian to restrain Xiao Changtian. The sky of Pill Soul also sent Su Lei over to subdue the hellish flames. When Leng Xiaoxiao heard Su Lei's words, she hesitated for a moment before she slowly said to him, "I'm sorry. I don't know where Lord Hellfire went. If you want to find Lord Hellfire, you can go to the Hell Gate." When Leng Xiaoxiao was in the Han family, she knew that the Hellfire had followed Xiao Changtian to the divinity, although Su Lei and the others were not to be trifled with. If he casually brought Su Lei and the others to the divine world, they would be able to escape. If they caused Senior's displeasure, then their spiritual race would be in big trouble. Hearing Leng Xiaoxiao's reply, Su Lei waved his sleeve. "Leng Xiaoxiao, don't give me a smokescreen. Just tell me directly. I've already investigated before coming here. If you don't tell me, I don't know if your spirit race can survive today." As he spoke, Su Lei also took out a jade plate from his pocket. Seeing the jade plate in Su Lei's hand, Leng Xiaoxiao was also shocked. "High-grade celestial artifact? Guys, have you thought it through? If you offend Senior, you won't be able to bear the consequences." At this time, Leng Mei shouted at Su Lei and the other three. When Su Lei heard Leng Mei's words, he gave her a devilish smile. "Oh really? Then I'd like to see how the Senior I'm talking about will make me suffer." As he spoke, Su Lei came before Leng Mei and grabbed her throat. He said slowly to Leng Xiaoxiao beside him, "How about it, Leng Xiaoxiao? Are you bringing us to meet the Hellfire? Otherwise, why would I have any compassion for a woman?" Chapter 576. My luck is too good today. 1. Udap by Zinvel. Saint Spirit Heaven, Spirit Race. Leng Xiaoxiao watched as Su Lei grabbed Leng Mei's neck. Gritting his teeth, he took out a piece of parchment from his interspatial ring and threw it at Su Lei. Whoosh! Su Lei took the parchment from Leng Xiaoxiao. After opening it and taking a look, he let go of Leng Mei. "Let's go." After saying this to the other three, Su Lei brought the other three and flew towards the divine realm. Watching Su Lei and the others fly towards the divine realm, Leng Mei also came to Leng Xiaoxiao's side. "Sister." Leng Xiaoxiao looked at Leng Mei beside her and sighed. "It's fine. They're just cannon fodder for Senior." At the same time, he was in the divine world. After Xiao Changtian left, the divine monkey also wandered around the divine realm. During this period of time, the divine monkey had practically gone to every high-end faction in the divine realm once. At this moment, in a mountain gate in the divine realm, the divine monkey was standing on a peach tree. Holding a few peaches in his hand, he shouted, "Not good, not good." The divine monkey casually threw the peach on the ground and muttered. When the elders in front of him saw him throw peaches so casually, their hearts ached. This was a spiritual fruit that their sect had treasured for countless years. He was usually unwilling to eat it. With this thought in mind, a white-haired old man also said to the divine monkey above, "Senior divine monkey, take it easy, take it easy. Why do I have a problem?" The divine monkey looked at the peach in its hand and threw it at the old man. The old man looked at the peach in his hand that had a small bite taken and smiled at the divine monkey. "No problem, no problem." At this moment in the sky above the mountain gate, Su Lei and the other three slowly passed by, as if they had sensed something. Su Yu, who was standing behind Su Lei, slowly said to him, "Senior brother, we can feel that there are some passion fruits that I need to refine medicine. How about we go down?" Hearing Su Ye's voice, Su Lei also looked down. He looked disdainfully at the divine monkey and the old man below and slowly said, "I didn't expect this place to have a spirit medicine like passion fruit. You can go down. Hurry up, I'll wait for you here." Su Lei remembered what the Pill Soul Heaven had told him before he left. He didn't know how long he could let Qing Tian hold Xiao Changtian back. Naturally, he told him to end the battle quickly. He had brought him back while the Hellfire was still recovering from his injuries. Seeing Su Yu fly down, Su Dian and Su Feng smiled at Su Lei. "All of you go, hurry up." Seeing their smiles, Su Lei knew that they were moved. Very quickly, Su Yu and the other two arrived at the mountain peak, where the divine monkey was. The white-haired old man saw the few people who had suddenly arrived. His expression was also very vigilant as he slowly said to them, "Who are you? Why did you barge into my everlasting sect?" Hearing the old man's words, Su Yu and the others also smiled at him. "Old man, take the passion fruit in your hand." As soon as she finished speaking, a suction force erupted from Su Ye's hand. He sucked the few passion fruits in the old man's hand. "Damn it, you actually took a bite." As she said this, Su Yu waved her sleeve at the old man. A sharp blade cut through space and arrived in front of the old man. Bang! Before the sharp blade could hit the old man, the divine monkey had already appeared in front of the old man. It easily blocked Su Ye's sharp blade. Seeing the divine monkey that had suddenly appeared, Su Yu smiled at him. "So there's such a divine monkey. If I bring it back to refine pills." Su Yu looked at the monkey in front of her with excitement in her eyes. Although he couldn't see what kind of immortal beast the divine monkey was, from its attack, he could tell that it was a divine monkey. Presumably, his cultivation level should not be low. If he were to catch it and bring it back to refine pills, he would definitely be able to refine a pill that was enough to make a name for himself. As she thought about this, Su Yu suddenly felt that her luck today was a little too good. The divine monkey looked at Su Yu and casually glanced at him. "No, this guy is too weak. There's no point in fighting him. Let's see if he has any good food on him first." Just as the divine monkey finished speaking, Su Yu also saw a divine monkey that was covered in golden light suddenly appear in front of her. What was this? Before Su Yu could react, a huge golden fist attacked his forehead. Bang! The giant golden fist pierced through Su Ye's head. For a moment, Su Ye's body exploded in midair. Su Dian and Su Feng, who had followed him over, saw Su Ye's fate, and then saw the divine monkey in front of them. Impossible! How could such a powerful existence appear in this place? Just that punch from the divine monkey earlier was enough to be comparable to their master. With this thought in mind, Su Dian and Su Feng did not hesitate at all. He flew out. However, before they could take a few steps, the divine monkey's fist followed closely behind. Bang! Bang! The figures of Su Dian and Su Feng directly turned into a bloody mist in the air and exploded. He casually took their interspatial rings and fiddled with them. The divine monkey casually threw them into the hands of the white-haired old man. Boring. There's nothing good to eat at all. The white-haired old man took the interspatial ring that the divine monkey threw over. After checking his hand, the old man said excitedly to the divine monkey, "Thank you, Senior Divine Monkey." In the interspatial ring, He had found many treasures that he had not even seen before. If these were placed outside, they would definitely be the family treasures of various factions. With all this, the white-haired old man suddenly felt that the passion fruits just now were nothing. At this moment, the pair of eyes behind him also looked at a space outside. "Give me over," the divine monkey said slowly. Then its huge palm slapped towards the void. Senior, spare my life." When the divine monkey slapped out its palm, a voice sounded in the air. Following that, Su Lei's figure waddled over to the front of the divine monkey. "Senior, please spare my life. I have nothing to do with them. I'm just a passerby." When the divine monkey heard Su Lei's words, it raised its palm and slapped it towards Su Lei. "Senior, wait, I know how to play games." Su Lei shouted loudly when he saw the huge palm that was about to slam down on him. At this moment, the divine monkey's palm also stopped. Chapter 577. Playing the Game, 1, Udat Beisenvel. Divine Realm on a mountain peak. The divine monkey looked at Su Lei, who was in front of him, and slowly said to him, "You know how to play games? Tell me, what game is it?" Su Lei heaved a sigh of relief when he saw that he hadn't been slapped to death. He had only said it out of desperation when he heard the divine monkey say that there was nothing fun to do. Looking around, Su Lei said to the divine monkey, "Senior divine monkey, why don't we play rock, paper, scissors?" Thinking back to the game he had seen in the mortal world, Su Lei said to the divine monkey. When the divine monkey heard Su Lei's words, it also remembered what it had read in Xiao Chong Tian's book. "Rock, paper, scissors," Su Lei said slowly. Then he attacked together with the divine monkey. "Senior, you won." At this moment, Su Lei said to the divine monkey in a flattering manner. The divine monkey nodded when it heard Su Lei's words. Then he slapped Su Lei. Bang! After being struck by the divine monkey's palm, Su Lei also spun 180 degrees on the spot. "Senior, why? Master's book says that the loser will be punished. Get up and continue." When the divine monkey saw Su Lei lying on the ground, it grabbed him and shook him. This guy couldn't be that weak, right? With this thought in mind, the divine monkey also took Su Lei's interspatial ring. He casually picked up a jade bottle from inside. This should be okay. He grabbed a handful of pills from the jade bottle and stuffed them into Su Lei's mouth. "Get up and continue." The divine monkey slowly spoke to Su Lei when he saw him wake up. Su Lei slowly stabilized his body. He looked behind him and said slowly, "Senior, why don't we change to another game?" When the divine monkey heard Su Lei's words, he frowned as well. Seeing the expression on the divine monkey's face, Su Lei also took a few steps back. He slowly said to him, "Senior, let's continue." After a while, the divine monkey was fiddling with a jade bottle in his hand. No more. He saw that the pills in the jade bottle had been used up, and Su Lei was still lying on the ground. The divine monkey also slowly walked to the side. "Boring, you're so weak." On the other side, in the demon spirit Azure Ox Mountain, Xiao Chongtian and Futian looked at the demonic beasts in front of them, and were very happy. Other than filling up his interspatial ring, he also filled up a few gunny sacks. After looking at the sacks he had arranged, Xiao Chongtian said to Futian and the others, "It's time for us to go back to the base." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Futian nodded at him. Then, Xiao Chongtian said to Black Bear, "Little Black Bear, it's been hard on you this time. Why don't you leave with me?" Thinking of the forest behind the island, Xiao Chongtian felt that it was not a bad idea to arrange for Black Bear to stay there. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Black Bear was delighted. Being able to follow an expert like Xiao Chongtian, it would not be difficult for him to break through to the Immortal King realm, or even higher in the future. Then, as if he had thought of something, Xiao Chongtian slowly said to Futian, "Futian, help me say goodbye to Purple Pearl. I'll take Little Black Bear and the others back first." Purple Pearl saw Xiao Chongtian gather all the beasts in Green Bull Mountain to kill. He also returned to his Purple Pearl mercenary group to recuperate. When Futian heard Xiao Changshan's words, he slowly responded, "All right, Master." Saint Spirit Heaven, Spirit Race Lung Xiao and Lung Mei stood outside the sect and looked in the direction of the divine world. No one knew what they were thinking. At this moment, They also saw a figure slowly walking over from below. Sister, look below. Lung Mei pointed at the figure below and said slowly to Lung Xiaoxiao. After the figure approached, Lung Mei also saw his appearance clearly. Ghost. When Lung Mei saw the face of the person who came, she also slapped him. Bang! The figure was hit by Lung Mei's slap, and his figure also staggered, retreating backward. Lung Xiaoxiao. At this moment, the figure also let out a furious voice. Upon hearing this voice, both Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei felt that it was somewhat familiar. Then, when she saw the clothes on the person who came, she slowly said to him, Lord Alchemist? Hearing Lung Xiaoxiao's words, Su Lei also shouted at them. Look at what you've done. Your spiritual race is unforgivable. Ah! At this moment, Su Lei was covering his face. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei looked at the liver-faced Su Lei in front of them and covered their mouths to hold back their laughter. Lord Alchemist, what happened to you? Lung Mei said slowly to Su Lei. When Su Lei heard Lung Mei's words, he also pointed at the two people in front of him. Lung Xiaoxiao, if you don't want your spirit race to perish, I think you'd better bring me to find the hellfire. Otherwise, I guarantee that your spiritual race will be exterminated. At this moment, Su Lei also said fiercely. When Lung Xiaoxiao heard Su Lei's words, she also said to him, Lord Alchemist, are you sure you want to go again? In Lung Xiaoxiao's eyes, Su Lei's injuries were definitely caused by Xiao Changtian. Hearing Lung Xiaoxiao's words, Su Lei also said to her, Don't play tricks on me. Take me there personally. Master Alchemist, please don't think about it anymore. We're doing this for your own good. At this moment, Lung Mei spoke slowly to Su Lei. I said take me there, don't you understand? At this moment, Su Lei was also a little furious. Hearing Su Lei's words, Lung Mei shrugged and said to him, All right then. All right, I forgot to tell you. He also has a monkey and a turtle. You have to worry. Thinking of Xiao Changshan's training in the mortal world, if Su Lei died here, it would be quite troublesome. When Su Lei heard Lung Mei's words, he also said to him, Monkey, I hate monkeys the most. Oh, go over and kill him. Hearing Su Lei's words, Lung Mei smiled. I hope you won't regret it when the time comes. Hearing Lung Mei's words, Su Lei also raised the corners of his mouth in disdain. On the other side, Xiao Changtian brought the Black Bear tribe's figure and slowly arrived in the divine world. After returning to the divinity, Xiao Changtian felt a sense of comfort. We're finally back. I wonder how the construction of their main palace is going. As he said that, Xiao Changtian led the bear tribe towards the 100,000 mountains. Chapter 578. An apothecary from Treasure Pill Heaven is Udat by Zenvel. Am actually running naked? _L in the divine world. A few figures slowly streaked across the sky. Then Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei slowly landed on the ground with Su Lei. Looking at the 100,000 mountains in front of her, Lung Xiaoxiao said slowly to Su Lei behind her, Lord Alchemist, it's just ahead. When Su Lei heard Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei's words, he also glanced at the 100,000 mountains. The mountain fog was so thick that they could not detect the situation inside. It seemed like this was the place. With this thought in mind, Su Lei walked in front and slowly entered the 100,000 mountains. Not long after Su Lei entered the 100,000 mountains, his eyes widened. It was as if he had seen an incredible existence. He turned around and was about to walk out of the 100,000 mountains. However, before Su Lei could even take a few steps out, Su Lei felt a suction force coming from behind him, pulling him backward. Bang! Su Lei's figure slowly landed on the ground. Staring at the divine monkey in front of him, Su Lei revealed a faint smile on his face. He slowly said, Senior Divine Monkey, what a coincidence. We meet again. When the divine monkey saw Su Lei standing in front of him, his heart was filled with joy. Last time, he thought that this guy had been beaten to death. He did not expect him to be alive and kicking so quickly. We meet again. You're here to play games with me, right? The majestic voice of the divine monkey entered Su Lei's ears. Upon hearing the words of the divine monkey, Su Lei hurriedly waved his hand at him. Senior Divine Monkey, no, I just accidentally entered this place. I still have something to do. Not here to play with me? Is the game not fun? Before Su Lei could finish speaking, the divine monkey's voice rang out in his ears once again. Hearing the slightly angry voice of the divine monkey, Su Lei felt a bitter feeling in his heart that he couldn't express. He had only escaped from the thief's den for a short while. Why did he go in again? This Lung Xiaoxiao will definitely get her master to destroy their spirit race when she returns. Although he was thinking this in his heart, Su Lei didn't dare to complain. He hurriedly said to the divine monkey, "The game is fun. The game is fun." When the divine monkey heard Su Lei's words, he was delighted. Standing in front of Su Lei, he stretched out his hand, ready to attack. "Let's begin. Rock, paper, scissors." Su Lei looked at the divine monkey's scissors and the cloth in his hand. Then, he saw the divine monkey slowly raise its arm. He hurriedly said to the divine monkey, "Senior divine monkey, wait a moment." At this moment, the divine monkey's huge palm also stopped in midair. "What are you trying to cheat?" The divine monkey's majestic voice entered Su Lei's ears, causing him to shudder. "No, no. Senior divine monkey, how could that be?" At this moment, Su Lei had a smile on his face. Looking at the divine monkey in front of him, he continued, "Senior divine monkey, if you continue to fight like this, I probably won't be able to play with you in a while. Why don't we change the punishment?" Su Lei truly didn't dare to accept another slap from the divine monkey. If he were to be beaten up by the divine monkey again, Su Lei felt that he could go to the Elysian world. Hearing Su Lei's words, the divine monkey's interest was piqued. He slowly said, "What punishment mechanism?" Hearing the divine monkey's words, Su Lei was also flustered. He took out a few bottles of medicinal pills from his interspatial ring. "Senior divine monkey, look at this jade spirit pill and wind gathering pill. They're both high-grade medicinal pills that I've just refined. If you win, can you take it away?" The divine monkey looked at the pill in Su Lei's hand, then slowly took it and fiddled with it in his hand. He took out one and put it into his mouth. Bah! Just as the pill entered his mouth, he spat it out from his mouth. "It tastes too bad, no." Seeing the divine monkey eating his pills like candy, it even had a dissatisfied expression. Su Lei's face and mouth twitched, and his heart was bleeding. These were the best medicinal pills he had. Every one of them was priceless. Why was it worthless when it came to Senior Divine Monkey? At this moment, Su Lei could also feel the divine monkey's eyes staring straight at him. "You're right. Your small body can't take a beating." Hearing the divine monkey's words, Su Lei suddenly felt like he was about to burst into tears. Then, the divine monkey's voice continued to be heard. "I think the clothes you're wearing are quite good. Why don't you take them off and let me wear them?" Looking at Su Lei's clothes that were adorned with the pill furnace, the divine monkey spoke slowly to Su Lei. Hearing the divine monkey's words, Su Lei's eyes widened. Then, before Su Lei could react, the divine monkey stretched out its hand and swept it across Su Lei's body. Su Lei felt his upper body turn cold, and his alchemist uniform and top had already arrived in the hands of the divine monkey. The divine monkey looked at the clothes in its hands, and its body also changed. She put on Su Lei's clothes, following which, the divine monkey continued to speak to Su Lei. "Kid, let's continue." Hearing the divine monkey's unquestionable words, Su Lei continued to play with him. After a few rounds, all of Su Lei's clothes had landed on the divine monkey. As for Su Lei, he was standing within the 100,000 mountains. A gust of cold wind blew past. Su Lei also clamped his legs together, looking at the divine monkey with an aggrieved expression. She saw Su Lei looking at her with an aggrieved expression, and his naked body. The divine monkey waved at him. "Alright, that's all for today. You're welcome to come again." Hearing the divine monkey's words, Su Lei suddenly felt as if he had just recovered from a serious illness. Although she was saying in her heart that she would never see him again. However, he still nodded at the divine monkey. Then he turned around and ran out. At the same time, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei also slowly walked into the 100,000 mountains. "Sister, do you think Senior will blame us for bringing that guy here?" Hearing Lung Mei's words, Lung Xiaoxiao was just about to respond when she saw a figure walking towards them at a rapid speed. "Little sister, be careful." Pulling Lung Mei behind her, Lung Xiaoxiao also circulated the true essence in her body. A pair of beautiful eyes looked ahead, and then a white figure appeared in front of Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei. "This is Lord Alchemist." After seeing who it was, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei's faces turned red. This dignified alchemist of treasure pill heaven was actually running around naked? At this moment, Lung Mei also shouted at Su Lei, "Hooligan, hooligan." As she spoke, Lung Mei also used her hands to cover her eyes. Even Lung Xiaoxiao, who was at the side, looked at Su Lei, not knowing what to say. As for Su Lei, he looked at Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei in front of him, and realized something as well. He reached out with both hands. Chapter 579. Is this something a normal person can do? Yudat by Znvel. M_1 Divine Realm. 100,000 Mountains. Xiao Changtian brought Futian to the 100,000 Mountains. Xiao Changtian saw Su Lei and Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei who were standing beside him. Wow! Xiao Changtian looked at Su Lei and rubbed his eyes. After confirming that he was not mistaken, he hurriedly walked over and stood in front of Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei. He slowly said to Su Lei in front of him, "Hey, what are you doing here? Although I can understand that you have a hobby of streaking, but there are still many girls in the 100,000 mountains. It won't be good for you to do this. Besides, if you run around naked alone, it will also tarnish your family's reputation." At this moment, Su Lei was rolling around in his interspatial ring. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, his blood boiled and he said to Xiao Changtian irritably, "I'm telling you, if you say another word, I promise I'll take your head off." Xiao Changtian frowned when he heard Su Lei's words. This guy came to run around naked here, and he was still so confident. Then Xiao Changtian slowly said to Futian, "Futian, kick this person out." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Futian also counted his fingers. "All right, master." At this moment, Su Lei finally found a piece of clothing in his interspatial ring. After he wore it, his body was about to attack Xiao Changtian. "I think you like to run around naked. Give it to me." Su Lei's body floated in the air, his hands already in an eagle's hook position. After seeing Xiao Changshan's face clearly, it was as if he had seen something unbelievable. "Wow, why is this person here? Didn't master say that this person was being held back?" Before he could think clearly, Futian sent a kick towards Su Lei. Bang! Su Lei's body crashed heavily onto the ground. After being kicked by Futian, Su Lei didn't feel any resentment. Instead, he smiled at Futian and Xiao Changtian and said, Senior, that was just a misunderstanding. Actually, I just happened to pass by. I'll leave now." As soon as he finished speaking, Su Lei also wanted to run towards the exit of the 100,000 mountains. He had done something wrong recently. First, he encountered a divine beast like the divine monkey. Not only had he been slapped a few times for no reason, but the pills on him had also been spat out like candy. In the end, he even took away his clothes mercilessly. And why didn't this person follow the plan? This Lung Xiaoxiao, he would definitely kill her when he got back. Where the hell did they bring him? Xiao Changtian heard Su Lei's words and said slowly, "Wait, stop." As soon as Xiao Changtian finished speaking, Su Lei realized that a group of people had appeared in front of him. Oh my god, isn't this the Bear Clan in Green Bull Mountain? Was this their leader, Black Bear? Why are they all here? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Su Lei stopped thinking and slammed on the brakes. Too terrifying. It seemed like it wasn't, because they didn't carry out their plan. It was that this senior's strength could no longer be said to be a giant. It was simply a huge wave among giants. Those demonic beasts on the Green Bull Mountain were clearly slaughtered by others. Otherwise, why would the Black Bear appear here? At this moment, Su Lei also felt Xiao Changtian slowly walking towards him. A clear stream of water flowed down from between his legs. "Senior, I was really just passing by." Xiao Changtian came in front of Su Lei. What was that smell? At this moment, Xiao Changtian also covered his nose. Wow, this kid, urinating and defecating on the spot. Originally, Xiao Changtian wasn't sure if Su Lei had a problem with his brain. Now it seemed that he wasn't crazy. He was simply a lunatic. Running around naked and urinating on the spot. Was this something that a normal person could do? At this moment, a commotion came from the 100,000 mountains. Then, the figures of Dales de Yang, Divine King Hong Yun, and the others appeared in Xiao Changshan's vision. "Senior, you're back." Seeing Xiao Changtian, the great sun immortal greeted him. Then, she seemed to have smelled something strange and covered her nose. As for Su Lei, he was already extremely nervous as he looked at Xiao Changtian. He looked at the shovels and hoes in the hands of the great sun immortal and divine king Red Cloud. These were all high-grade immortal artifacts. The moment he saw these celestial artifacts, Su Lei felt his head go dizzy. He fell to the ground and fainted. Su Lei's fainting had also attracted the attention of everyone present. "Senior, this is?" Taoist Big Sun looked at Su Lei, who was lying on the ground, and the unknown liquid beside him as he spoke slowly to him. "I don't know. He's a psychopath." When the great sun immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he nodded at him. "I understand, Senior." Following that, he waved his hand, and Divine King Red Cloud and the others also arrived in front of Su Lei. She packed up and wanted to bring him out. Then Xiao Changtian slowly said to everyone, "Everyone is here. I went out this time to hunt a lot of wild beasts. Let's have a good meal tonight." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, everyone was delighted. The wild beast that Senior mentioned was not an ordinary wild beast. Then, Xiao Changtian brought everyone back to the island. After getting on the island, Xiao Changtian looked at Little Black and thought of something. He slowly took the goldfish tank from Futian. He said slowly to Blackie, "Xiao Hei, I have a goldfish here. I've been quite busy recently. Can you help me take care of it?" Recently, he had to complete all kinds of system missions. And these small animals were not very worry-free. What if they were taken away by wild beasts in the mountains one day? Little Black was also a demonic beast that had just entered the sect not long ago. It was the most suitable to give it to him. The Blackwater Dragon smiled at Xiao Changtian. Seeing that Blackie didn't have any reaction, Xiao Changtian took it as a silent agreement. Then, he slowly placed the small goldfish tank into the lake. Then, he walked towards the Hellfire's kitchen in satisfaction. When the little goldfish entered the lake, Blackie immediately said to him flatteringly, "Senior Ancestral Dragon, you'll be the boss of this lake in the future. If you say go east, no one will dare to go west. If you say second, no one will dare to say first." The Ancestral Dragon entered the lake and casually glanced at the Black Water Dragon. The Black Flood Dragon's bloodline was pitifully little. Then, Ancestral Dragon ignored Blackie and swam to the bottom of the lake. Chapter 580. Can make hundreds of them at any time. 1. Udat Beisenvel. Treasure Pill Heaven. A quiet pavilion at this moment. There were two figures standing opposite each other on both sides of the stone table in the pavilion. An old man dressed in black and white clothes with flowery hair was boiling tea on a stone table. This person was none other than the vice head of the Pill Pavilion, Pill Huntian. Sitting opposite him was an old man wearing a 7-star collar and colorful striped clothes. From his attire, it was obvious that this person was the array master from One Array Heaven, Zui Yuanxiu. The two of them were drinking tea. At this moment, an alchemy pavilion disciple also ran over from outside. "Pavilion Master, bad news! Pavilion Master, bad news!" After calling out a few times, the Pill Pavilion disciple also came to the front of the small pavilion. Looking at the panting disciples, a trace of displeasure flashed across Dan Hunshan's face. "Su Tu, what's wrong? How dare you lose your land so rashly?" Hearing the furious words of the Pill Huntian, the Pill Pavilion disciple also eased the aura within his body. "Pavilion Master, this is bad. Just now, the soul jade plates of Su Lei and Su Yu were shattered." "What?" Hearing Su Tu's words, Dan Huntian also smashed the teacup in his hand heavily on the stone table. Su Lei was sent by him to capture the Hellfire. How could he have been killed? In the entire human realm upon heavens, everyone knew that Su Lei was his disciple. He dared to kill his own disciple. He was quite bold. It seemed that the other party did not take him seriously at all. "Brother Zwa, I'm sorry. I'll have to leave today. Something happened in the pavilion, so I'll go deal with it." At this time, Dan Huntian also said slowly to Zhuo Xiuyuan. Zhuo Xiuyuan also smiled at him when he heard the words of the Pill Soul Heaven. Brother Dan, you don't have to be so polite. But if you encounter any trouble, do you need my help? When the Pill Soul Sky heard Zhuoyuan's words, he also cupped his fists at him. It's not a big deal. I just want to let my disciple go to the Saint Spirit Sky to train, and help me get the Hellfire. I didn't expect the Hellfire to be so bold as to kill my disciple. Zhuoyuan also stood up from his seat when he saw Dan Huntion's gloomy face. Brother Dan, you don't have to be so angry. My junior brother is currently in the Saint Spirit Sky. If you need anything, just let me know. Hearing Zhuoyuan's straightforward words, Pill Soul Heaven also thought of something. She slowly said to him, Brother, since you've said so, I won't hide anything. An unknown expert has appeared on the Hellfire side. According to my estimation, it should be the strength of a half-step immortal emperor. Half-step immortal emperor? He did not expect the Saint Spirit Sky to have such an expert. Zhuoyuan hesitated for a moment when he heard Pill Soul Heaven's words. He then continued, No problem, but you know the rules of my junior brother. Hearing Zhuoyuan's words, Dan Huntion also nodded. My clan brother understands the rules. He doesn't care about ordinary treasures. I need 100 young women. Don't worry, as long as you help me complete it. Let alone 100, I can even find 1,000 for him. Ha ha ha. Hearing the words of the Pill Soul Sky, Zhuoyuan also laughed out loud. In that case, Brother Dan, let's continue drinking tea. Hearing Zhuoyuan's words, Dan Huntion also smiled and slowly said to Su Tu, Su Tu, order 100 young women to be prepared. Su Tu also nodded when he heard Pill Soul Heaven's words, and then retreated. Dan Huntion also came to the side of the stone table, and continued to drink tea with Zhuoyuan. At the same time, in the divine world, on the island of the 100,000 mountains, tables of feasts had already been set up. Xiao Changtian and the Great Sun Immortal also sat at the banquet. Each banquet was filled with the meat of all kinds of demon beasts that Xiao Changtian had brought back from the demon spirit sky. Xiao Changtian took a bite of the meat and picked up the wine cup on the table. He said to everyone, It's been hard on everyone present to complete the construction of the main hall of the divine court on time. Cheers! As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Changtian also drank a cup of wine. When Deity King Red Cloud and the others saw Xiao Changtian gulping down a cup of wine, they also said to him, Cheers! Everyone drank a glass of wine and paired it with the wine and meat on the table. They could feel waves of pure energy washing over their bodies. After Xiao Changtian drank a cup of wine, he said to the others, The repair of the back mountain will continue to be hard. Don't worry, everyone. After everyone heard Xiao Changshan's words, they also said to him, Senior, don't worry. We'll definitely complete the mission on time. At this moment, Di Wuzheng said to Xiao Changtian, Master, tell us, how did you defeat so many wild beasts? Yes. Senior, how did you fight back? When the others heard Daiwa's words, they also looked at Xiao Changtian curiously. Xiao Changtian smiled at them when he saw their surprised expressions. I didn't use any high-end methods. I just placed some medicinal powder. This is it. Take a look. While speaking, Xiao Changtian took out a few sachets from his interspatial ring. Wow, this smell is definitely the strongest poison I've ever seen. I didn't expect Senior to have such deep knowledge in poison path. Seeing Senior's sachet, I don't even know what I made before. It's simply rubbish. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also said to everyone, Do you like it? If you like it, I can give it to you. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, God King Red Cloud and the others also said to him slowly, Senior, is this appropriate? What is there that is not suitable? This thing can be made into 100 or 80 pieces at will. Xiao Changtian smiled at Divine King Red Cloud. It was just a simple sachet of beast-luring powder, something that could be found anywhere in the mortal world. It wasn't anything valuable. Then, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Di Wuzheng, Di Wuzheng, come distribute it to everyone. All right, Master. Di Wuzheng also came to Xiao Changtian and helped him distribute the sachets. Divine King Red Cloud and the others took the sachets and looked at Xiao Changtian with gratitude. At this moment, the system's voice sounded in Xiao Changshan's mind. Ding dong. Detected that the host has completed the main palace construction mission. The host will now be rewarded with a book of the complete understanding of formations and a set of 18 flags. Next, host, please repair the small forest at the back of the mountain and build a sect protection array for the sect. Chapter 581. The Number 1 Killing Array Master, 1. Udat Beisenvel. Divine Realm. 100,000 mountains in a pavilion on the island. Sunlight shone through the window onto the bed. Xiao Changtian, who was sleeping on the bed, opened his sleepy eyes. Xiao Changtian slowly sat on the bed and covered his forehead. Then Xiao Changtian shook his head. He remembered that he had a drink with the immortal De Yang and the others last night. And then he went back to his room. Xiao Changtian was stunned when he saw the system interface in his mind. Completely unravel the formation? Then, Xiao Changtian slowly said in his mind, System, retrieve the reward. Ding dong. Host's order has been received. Reward will be issued. Please check. Bang. As the system's voice fell, an ancient book appeared in front of Xiao Changtian. Seeing this cover, Xiao Changtian suddenly felt that it looked familiar. Wow, isn't this the complete solution of the teaching material? Wasn't this yellow cover the complete explanation of the teaching materials he bought in primary school in his previous life? F***ck. When Xiao Changtian saw the cover, he remembered the way he dozed off in school. Then he saw the 18 flags on the system interface. He wouldn't get 18 colored flags for himself, right? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also clicked on the 18 great flags and took them out from his backpack. F***ck. As expected, these 18 flags were really 18 flags. He thought that it was some kind of immortal cultivator's magic tool. He saw the new mission on the system interface. This stupid system was getting more and more demanding. I can understand why you said you wanted to build those palaces. He had even sent Shen Ting to such a remote place. What sect protection array? The key was that he was just a mortal. How could he build it? Could it be that he knew magic tricks? Seeing the system panel, Xiao Changshan's good mood disappeared. At this moment, Lin Ruomio's voice slowly came from outside the door. Master, it's time to get up and eat. It'll be right there. Xiao Changtian replied to the door, and also prepared to get up. I can only ask the great Sun Immortal if he knows any immortal cultivators. I wonder if those Xiaxianists charge expensive fees. Xiao Changtian said as he walked out of the room. At the same time, in the Saint Spirit Sky, the spirit race. Who are you? Hurry up and let us out. Otherwise, when the clan leader returns, he will definitely teach you a lesson. On the spiritual race's snowy peak, a group of spiritual race disciples looked at a gray-haired elder in midair and shouted angrily. Originally, after Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei left the spiritual race with Su Lei, the spiritual race was also in a state of peace and tranquility. Unexpectedly, not long after Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei left, an old man came from outside. The old man had gray hair, wore a skull necklace, and held an abacus in his hand. After arriving at the spiritual race, they had set up layers of arrays outside their palace without any warning. It trapped them inside. Ha ha ha. The elder in midair laughed loudly when he heard the spiritual race disciples' words. Ha ha ha, your patriarch. I came here to find your patriarch. Where is your clan leader? Hurry up and let him come out to see me. This way you can save a few more dog lives. Upon hearing the elder's words, the spiritual race disciples below were enraged. Humiliating my spirit race like this. If you have the guts, then fight me one-on-one. As soon as he finished speaking, the disciple turned into a wisp of smoke and disappeared in the air. You still want to fight me one-on-one? Hurry up and get your clan leader to come out. At this moment, the old man seemed to have lost his patience and shouted at the spiritual race disciples below. Seeing the spiritual race disciples' souls scatter, the rest of the spiritual race disciples were also terrified. At the same time, in the outer space of the spiritual race, two streaks of light were hurrying over. Following that, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei arrived at the peak of the spiritual race's mountain. Seeing the old man in the air, Lung Xiaoxiao's face was slightly angry. She said to the sky, I wonder if you're that cultivator from Wanjin Heaven. Why did you attack our spirit race? You are Lung Xiaoxiao of the spiritual race, right? What a beautiful lady. The old man looked at Lung Mei and Lung Xiaoxiao, who had just arrived on the mountain peak, and said to them in a demonic manner, "This old man is Zuoluyan." Hearing the old man's words, Lung Mei was also shocked. The number 1 killing array master of Wan Jintian, Zuoluyan? At this moment, Lung Xiaoxiao's expression turned ugly. This Zuoluyan was considered notorious in the human realm upon heavens. His strength was famous for setting up killing formations. It was rumored that if he attacked, all the men under him would die, and all the women would become his furnaces. It seems that there are still people who know my name all these years. In the air, Zuoluyan slowly stroked his beard. Seemingly afraid of Zuoluyan's reputation, Lung Mei said to him, "Zuoluyan, I advise you not to act recklessly. We have a good relationship with Senior. If Senior finds out that you're dealing with us, your soul will definitely scatter." Ha ha ha. Zuoluyan burst into laughter in midair when he heard Lung Mei's words. "Senior? And you want to turn me into ashes? To tell you the truth, I came here to deal with him." After Zuoluyan received Zuoluyan's order, he immediately went to the spirit race. After being said by Lung Mei, his interest in Xiao Changtian grew even more. Seeing Zuoluyan laughing out loud, Lung Mei continued, "If you look down on Senior so much, I'm afraid you won't even know how you died. There's also Senior Divine Monkey, Senior Black Tortoise, and the others. You can turn you into ashes at any time." When Zuoluyan heard Lung Mei's words, his figure flashed in the air and instantly appeared in front of Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei. "I was going to finish you off on the spot. After hearing what you said, I suddenly changed my mind. I suddenly want to see what kind of expression you will have when I kill the senior you mentioned and bring him to you. Black Tortoise, Divine Monkey. If these divine beasts really exist in this world, I would still retreat. But with your strength as a golden immortal, how can you see through the other party's technique?" As he spoke, Zuoluyan pointed at Lung Mei's forehead. "Wait for me to come back, little girl." By the time Lung Mei and Lung Xiaoxiao reacted, Zuoluyan's figure had already disappeared from their sight. Only a voice full of evil charm was left behind. As Zuoluyan left, the spiritual race disciples who were trapped in the array were freed. At this moment, Lung Xiaoxiao looked at the direction of the divine world without the slightest worry in her eyes. Passed down the order to strengthen the defense. Chapter 582. Senior Ancestral Dragon Dozasant have the Udap Beisenvel. Am right to carry shoes 1 Divine Realm, the 100,000 Mountains. In midair the space fluctuated slowly. Then, Zuoluyan's figure slowly emerged. Beside him were 3 masked men in black robes. This barren land was rather interesting. Looking at the fog above the 100,000 mountains, Zuoluyan said slowly, "The 3 of you, go and lure the people inside out. I'll set up a grand array here." The moment Zuoluyan finished speaking, the 3 masked men behind him also gave him a fist salute. "Understood." Then, the 3 of them turned into 3 streaks of light and flew into the 100,000 mountains. No matter how profound your camouflage technique is, you can't hide from my killing formation. After the 3 masked men entered the Shirwan mountain, they slowly advanced along the mountain path. Bang! One of the masked men threw a punch at his surroundings, and a giant snake that was about to attack them was caught by him. The living beings of the lower realm are so weak. Bang! After killing the snake in their hands, the 3 masked men came to a lake. "Senior brothers, I don't think we need to lure them to master. These lower realm beings are like ants. Well, deal with them." A masked man slowly said to the 2 figures beside him. Along the way, although there were ferocious beasts attacking, they were all demonic beasts that could not even be considered immortals. They could solve it easily. From the looks of those ants outside, there won't be any impressive figures here. It's fine if the 2 senior brothers don't want to fight. I'll settle it. Hearing the masked man's words, the other 2 also laughed out loud. Then he'll leave it to junior apprentice brother. At this moment, they had also arrived at the lakeside. As soon as they stepped onto the surface of the lake, the 3 of them felt the soles of their feet go soft. Around them countless lakes were rolling. They staggered and almost fell into the lake. Bang! A splash of water appeared on the surface of the lake. Roar! 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 With a roar, a flood dragon covered in black scales appeared in their field of vision. Sensing the aura emanating from the Blackwater Dragon, they felt a wave of despair. The Black Flood Dragon's aura was at the Immortal King level. During this period of time, Xiao Changtian also dumped his kitchen waste into the lake. And under Xiao Hei's relentless cleaning, his own strength also increased. Especially after the Ancestral Dragon entered the lake. Under the guidance of the Ancestral Dragon, his strength increased by leaps and bounds. Roar! 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 The three masked men had yet to react to the Blackwater Dragon's attack. Another roar sounded. Then, an ancestral dragon filled with monstrous luck appeared in front of them. The ancestral dragon's face revealed a ferocious light. When he stared at him, the masked man felt as if he had already been sentenced to death. At this moment, the masked man also said to the two people beside him, "Moss, senior brother, what should we do?" "That's right, eldest senior brother, what should we do?" It looks like it was Zhu, ancestral dragon. Looking at the ancestral dragon and the Blackwater Dragon in front of them, the two masked men were a little afraid. At this moment, the masked man standing in the middle tried his best to calm his panic. "It's fine. Master is still outside. Although they are strong, we don't need to fight with them. We just need to lure them out." The other two masked men nodded at the masked man in the middle. At this moment, the Blackwater Dragon arrived in front of them. "Where are you guys from?" Hearing the Blackwater Dragon's words, the three of them quivered. "Senior, we went the wrong way and accidentally walked in." "Yes, senior, we accidentally walked in." At this moment, the other two masked men quickly echoed. "Is that so? What about the celestial artifacts in your hands?" At this moment, the voice of the Black Flood Dragon slowly entered their ears. Seeing the abacus in the masked man's hand, the masked man beside him also snatched it from his hand. He threw it towards the bottom of the lake. "Senior, this is our sincere gratitude to you. Please accept it." Seeing the masked man's actions, the figure beside him also said to him, "Senior brother, that's what I just got from Master." Before the masked man could finish his sentence, he was glared back. "You don't have to pretend to be a pervert. That wasn't what you said when you were slaughtering the fierce beasts in the mountains just now. Didn't you say that you wanted to finish us off alone? Come on, attack." At this moment, the Blackwater Dragon's cold voice entered their ears. "Run!" Upon hearing the Blackwater Dragon's words, the three masked men ran towards the exit of the 100,000 mountains, almost reflexively. Bang! The three masked men had just walked out a few steps. They felt a wave of pressure descend on them, and then their bodies smashed heavily onto the ground. Bang! 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 Feeling the irresistible pressure on their bodies, the masked men broke out in cold sweat. "Since you're here, don't leave." In the air, the Blackwater Dragon's voice seeped into their souls, causing them to have a mental breakdown. "Senior, I know that we are not your match, but if you want to kill us, you have to consider our identities." The Blackwater Dragon frowned when it heard the three masked men's words. "Our master is outside. If you attack us, he will definitely not let you off. Master's strength is not something you can compare to." Seeing the Blackwater Dragon stop, the masked men heaved a sigh of relief. He continued to speak to the Blackwater Dragon. Then, the Blackwater Dragon's voice entered their ears. "Who the hell is your master? He doesn't even have the right to carry senior ancestral dragon's shoes." Hearing the Blackwater Dragon's words, the three masked men's originally relaxed mood rose to their throats. What was that? Then, a bolt of lightning descended from the sky. Bang! Lightning struck the three masked men. The three masked men were instantly turned into ashes, leaving only their clothes on the ground. At this moment, the Blackwater Dragon slowly said to the ancestral dragon behind him, "Senior ancestral dragon, my performance wasn't bad, right?" Barely. Too much nonsense." The ancestral dragon looked at the Blackwater Dragon and replied. When the Blackwater Dragon heard this, it gave him a silly smile. He had only recently increased his strength and wanted to show it off. At this moment, The ancestral dragon seemed to have sensed something and slowly said to the black water dragon, "Master is here. Take it easy." Chapter 583, Preposterous 1, Udat Beisenval. Divine Realm. 100,000 Mountains. Xiao Changtian walked around the island after breakfast. After not discovering the figure of the immortal De Yang, he also planned to go out for a walk. He wanted to see if he could find a suitable array master. Xiao Changtian slowly rowed his boat out of the island. He also saw the little goldfish and the black water dragon swimming on the lake. Not bad. Much better than the old turtle and the others. Xiao Changtian looked at the lake and said slowly. Xiao Changtian quickly walked over when he saw the black clothes on the ground. He picked up the black clothes from the ground. There was still some warmth. Could it be that he had just taken it off? Xiao Changtian suddenly realized something. That streaking man couldn't be here again, right? Then, Xiao Changtian hurried towards the exit of the 100,000 Mountains. If this streaking man were to stick around here, the people here would not be able to explain it even if they had 10 mouths. Xiao Changtian was about to walk out when he saw the little goldfish swimming around the lake. "All right, I'll bring you along." Then, Xiao Changtian took out a goldfish tank from his interspatial ring. He placed the little goldfish into the goldfish tank in his hand and walked out. At the same time, outside the 100,000 Mountains, Zuoluyan stood in the air with a huge abacus in his hand. The abacus kept emitting all kinds of different colors of light. Then, Zuoluyan changed his hand gesture and said slowly, "Moon reading array. Devour the heavens and earth. Fall into eternal life. Rise." As soon as Zuoluyan finished speaking, dark gray lines appeared on the ground below. The lines intersected and connected, finally forming a huge hexagonal star light. Following the formation of the array, the dark clouds in the sky surged in all directions, and a gentle breeze blew. After doing all this, Zuoluyan slowly looked in the direction of the 100,000 Mountains. "The grand formation is completed. As long as you enter my formation, you will become my plaything no matter how powerful you are." Then Zuoluyan seemed to sense something. With a series of hand gestures, the entire formation was hidden underground. Zuoluyan's figure also disappeared into the air. After a while, Xiao Changtian slowly walked out of the 100,000 Mountains. Where did this naked man run off to? Xiao Changtian held the black clothes in his hands and looked around. In a corner, Zuoluyan saw the black clothes in Xiao Changshan's hands. The veins on his face bulged. Provoke! Provoke! This was a blatant provocation. How could he not see that the black clothes in Xiao Changshan's hand were his disciple's clothes? He was still wondering why Xiao Changtian didn't see his disciple when he came out. These clothes appeared in Xiao Changshan's hands, which meant that his disciple had been killed by this person. His eyes scanned Xiao Changtian. "No aura? Oh no, wait, calm down, calm down. This person definitely wanted to use his disciple's clothes to provoke him. This was definitely a diversion." He still had to wait until he walked into the moon reading array. At that time, he would be the master of everything. With that thought in mind, Zuoluyan clenched his fists and suppressed the urge to rush out. Soon they were about to enter. Wait, why did this person turn around and walk towards him? At this moment, Xiao Changtian was also checking the surroundings, his body slowly moving forward. No, could it be that this person had already discovered his location? Zuoluyan looked at Xiao Changtian, who was getting closer and closer to him. The vital essence in his body surged, ready to attack at any time. At this moment, Xiao Changshan's voice slowly entered his ears. Could it be that the naked man is playing hide-and-seek and hiding? Xiao Changtian looked at the black clothes in his hands and pondered. It was said that people with mental handicaps had a childlike innocence. Could it be that he deliberately threw the clothes into the 100,000 Mountains to attract her to look for him? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian shouted to the crowd, "Come out, I've already come looking for you." Zuoluyan was hiding in a corner. At this moment, his heart was already filled with anger. This was outrageous, outrageous. This person actually humiliated him like this. Although I like to do things between men and women, when have I ever run around naked? He actually called himself a streaking man. It was simply preposterous. Since he had been discovered, there was nothing more to say. Let's have a big battle. At this moment, Zuoluyan also looked in Xiao Changshan's direction. Xiao Changtian had already changed his direction and walked into his own formation. Good, you dare to provoke me like this. If I don't beat you until you wet your pants today, I won't be worthy of the title of first killing array master. As he spoke, Zuoluyan's hand gestures changed. A huge formation rose from the ground under Xiao Changshan's feet. When the array rose, dark clouds gathered in the sky. Following that, gusts of wind blew past. Today, I will show you what despair is. As soon as he finished speaking, an abacus appeared in Zuoluyan's hand. Zuoluyan gathered his vital essence and shouted, "Moon reading great storm!" As soon as Zuoluyan finished speaking, a gust of wind accompanied by a wind blade shot toward Xiao Changtian. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also felt a gust of strong wind coming towards him. With this strong wind, that naked man should have gone home. Xiao Changtian placed his clothes on the ground and planned to return to the island. Recently, the weather had changed so quickly. Perhaps some Xiuxianus was fighting nearby. As the saying goes, when immortals fight, mortals suffer. It was better for him to hurry back to the mountain to avoid unnecessary disasters. Xiao Changshan's words fell into Zuoluyan's ears. Preposterous! You actually look down on your own moon reading array and want to break it. How can I let you have your wish? Whoosh! 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 Zuoluyan's hands kept moving across the surface of the abacus. Then the formation under Xiao Changshan's feet started to move. A huge bolt of lightning appeared above Xiao Changtian. Boom! 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 Whoosh! Xiao Changtian saw a flash of light in front of him and looked up. Wow, even lightning was here. It seemed like a storm was coming. He still felt that it was better to go back. It was not good to be drenched. Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian quickened his pace. Haha, now you know that you are going to flee. It's too late, Zuoluyan said slowly. Then, he directed the lightning in the sky to attack Xiao Changtian. Chapter 584. This person is very cunning. 1. Udat Bisenvel. M. Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains Boom. 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 Xiao Changtian listened to the thunder in the sky and saw the flashing lightning. He quickened his pace. You're actually so arrogant. You didn't even put up any defense in front of the heavenly devil lightning. Xiao Changtian didn't have any primeval essence surging in his body. He didn't even use a defensive immortal skill. Zuoluyan's face was also a little ferocious as he spoke slowly. This person actually looked down on him. Whoosh! In the air, a bolt of lightning also struck at Xiao Changtian. Go to hell! Xiao Changtian still didn't react and continued walking. Zuoluyan shouted again. The heavenly demonic lightning instantly arrived above Xiao Changshan's head. At this moment, a golden light flashed in the goldfish tank in Xiao Changshan's hand. Whoosh! Before the heavenly demonic lightning could hit Xiao Changtian, it disappeared in the air. What? Zuoluyan looked at Xiao Changtian, who was not injured at all, and the heavenly demonic lightning that had disappeared into thin air. His pupils dilated as he said in shock. Impossible, impossible. The moon reading array was his famous killing array. Over the years, who knew how many experts had fallen in it? Why did the heavenly demonic lightning strike Xiao Changshan's body, as if it had never struck him? It must be a smokescreen. It must be like this. Zuoluyan suppressed the panic in his heart and shook his head. This person must be suppressing the injuries in his body to make me feel afraid. Only then can we escape into the mountains. After thinking it through, the corners of Zuoluyan's mouth curled up into a smile. How can it be so easy to escape? Let me break your camouflage. As he spoke, Zuoluyan took out a jade box from his interspatial ring. He slowly opened the jade box, and a spider slowly crawled out. As soon as the spider appeared, it bit Zuoluyan's arm and began to devour his flesh. I didn't plan to use this treasure at first, but you forced me to. Looking at the spider in his hand, Zuoluyan said slowly. He had spent a lot of money to buy this ice poison spider at an auction. He had originally planned to use it as a trump card when he encountered danger. As long as the poison of the ice poison spider seeped into the body, the true essence in the body would slowly freeze. Eventually, it spread to all the organs in his body and he died in pain. Go, my little darling. Zuoluyan watched as the ice-poison spider absorbed almost the same amount of vital essence as his flesh and blood. He controlled it to crawl toward Xiao Changtian. Under Zuoluyan's control, the ice-poison spider quickly arrived beside Xiao Changtian. She climbed up his shoes to Xiao Changshan's neck. Little darling, tear off his disguise for me. Zuoluyan's hand gestures changed when he saw the ice-poison spider crawling up to Changshan's neck. He began to control the poison spiders to release poison into Xiao Changshan's body. At this moment, Xiao Changtian, who was hurrying along, felt an itch on his neck. Pa! Xiao Changtian slapped his own neck. Where did this spider come from? How annoying! Seeing the ice-poison spider on his palm, Xiao Changtian cursed. Then, he threw the ice-poison spider on the ground and stepped on it a few times. Although they lived in the remote 100,000 mountains, there weren't many cultivators disturbing them. However, there was also a downside. There were all kinds of wild beasts and insects in the mountain. It was really impossible to guard against. Who knew when it would climb onto your body? Zuoluyan, who was hiding in a corner, was stunned. Now, he finally understood that Xiao Changtian didn't use any tricks. He had just relied on his own strength to withstand the attack of the heavenly demonic lightning. At this moment, Zuoluyan felt a chill run down his spine. Cold sweat kept dripping down his forehead. Ignoring the backlash from killing the icy poison spider, Zuoluyan also fled backward. He had always underestimated that person's strength. He still had to plan well to deal with him. Whoosh! Zuoluyan didn't hold back at all. He used all the vital essence in his body to dash into the distance. He stopped at a mountain peak, panting heavily. After making sure that Xiao Changtian didn't chase after him, he let out a sigh of relief. That's right. With that person's contempt for him, he wouldn't chase after him. At this moment, Zuoluyan felt that Xiao Changtian had underestimated him, which was a very happy thing. Not long after it stopped on the mountain peak, a golden light followed closely behind. Seeing this golden light, the nerves in the entire body of the left Luyan were extremely nervous. Who is it? Show yourself if you have the ability. Boom! 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 A loud noise came from the sky above Zuoluyan. The ancestral dragon's figure was faintly discernible in the clouds. You, that stupid dragon Xiao He, is right. You don't have the right to see me. In midair, the ancestral dragon's majestic voice slowly entered Zuoluyan's ears. Come out, come out! Hearing this voice, Zuoluyan's eyes kept scanning the surroundings. His heart was also extremely afraid. He realized that he had no way to sense the other party's location at all. Since you dared to attack Master, you should have thought about your own fate. The ancestral dragon's voice sounded again. A golden palm print with monstrous providence slowly condensed in the air. Roar! The golden palm print formed and attacked him with a dragon's roar. At the same time, Xiao Changtian returned to the island in the 100,000 mountains. Looking at the goldfish tank in his hand, he slowly said, "Go back to your lake first." As he spoke, Xiao Changtian also placed the ancestral dragon back into the lake. On the mountain peak, Zuoluyan looked at the golden palm print in front of him. His eyes were filled with unwillingness and despair. Whoosh! The golden palm print came before Zuoluyan and turned into a golden starlight before dissipating. Zuoluyan slowly put down his hands that were covering his face. He didn't die. He quickly checked the condition of his body. Suddenly, Zuoluyan had a feeling that he was about to die. Then, as if he had thought of something, he also hit the huge rock beside him with his palm. Bastard, I was actually played by him. If that person could have used that attack just now, why would he let me go? So this is the real camouflage. This person is very cunning. As he spoke, Zuoluyan was also furious. Looking in the direction of the 100,000 mountains, his face was filled with unwillingness. After throwing a heavy punch, his body turned into a stream of light and fled into the distance. Chapter 585. Of course I'm using you guys for revenge. Udap by Zenvel. Divine Realm. 100,000 mountains. The moment Xiao Changtian poured Zulong into the lake, Zulong looked at Xiao Changtian with resentment. He had almost killed that guy just now. Why did Master save his life? After Xiao Changtian placed the ancestral dragon into the lake, he could feel the resentment in his eyes. She also said to him in embarrassment, "Till bring you out next time." That's all for today. Judging from the weather, it was possible that there would be a storm. Xiao Changtian thought it was better for him to stay on the island. Ancestral dragon swam to the bottom of the lake after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. It turned out that Master was planning to deal with him personally next time. At the same time, on the other side, after Zuoluyan left the divine realm, he once again came to the territory of the spiritual race. Who is it? After Zuoluyan's invasion, the spirit race had obviously strengthened their defenses under Lung Xiaoxiao's orders. Kill! The spiritual race disciple shouted at the black figure in midair. Get out of the way! The obstruction of the spiritual race disciples meant nothing to Zuoluyan. With a wave of his sleeve, a blade of spiritual light destroyed the defensive line set up by the spiritual race disciples. Aha! On the spiritual race's icy mountain peak, the spiritual race disciples cried out in agony. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei also walked out of the hall when they sensed the changes outside. Seeing the black shadow in the air, he said, "Zuoluyan!" Whoosh! Soon, Zuoluyan's figure landed in front of Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei. "Be Zuoluyan! What are you doing here again?" Lung Mei looked at Zuoluyan in front of her and said slowly to him, "What are you here for?" "Of course, I'm here to use you to take revenge." As he spoke, Zuoluyan revealed a devilish smile. The abacus appeared in his hand, and streaks of rainbow light scattered across the entire spiritual race ice mountain. Then, a massive array enveloped the entire spiritual race ice mountain. "Zuoluyan, what do you mean?" Lung Xiaoxiao's face turned cold when she saw the array enveloping the spiritual race. "Sister, this old man must be unable to defeat Senior and fled. There's no need to talk nonsense with him." "Ice palm!" Lung Mei shouted as she looked at Zuoluyan, who was in midair. Then, a huge icy palm print formed in the air and attacked Zuoluyan. Zuoluyan was furious when he heard Lung Mei say that he had fled. His hand gestures changed, and a gray greatsword formed in midair. Bang! The giant gray sword broke the giant ice palm and hit Lung Mei. Puff! When Lung Mei was hit by the gray greatsword, she also spat out a mouthful of blood on the ground. Whoosh! Then, Lung Mei felt a suction force descend on her body. Her body involuntarily fell into Zuoluyan's hands. What a wonderful person! Unfortunately, she's a little stubborn. What do you think the disciples will think if I punish them in front of them? After all, you know my hobby. As he spoke, Zuoluyan revealed a wretched smile. Then he suddenly changed the strength in his hands. Bang! Lung Mei's clothes shattered in midair. "Zuoluyan, let go of my sister." Whoosh! 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 In the air, a few ice swords condensed around Lung Xiaoxiao. Then he tore through the sky and attacked Zuoluyan. Humph! Sensing Lung Xiaoxiao's attack, Zuoluyan threw the cold charm in his hand at her. Seeing that Lung Mei was about to collide with the ice sword, Lung Xiaoxiao quickly withdrew her immortal skill. He caught Lung Mei and looked at Zuoluyan coldly. "Little sister, are you all right?" Lung Mei also looked at Zuoluyan coldly and shook his head at Lung Xiaoxiao. Zuoluyan sensed their gazes and slowly said to them, "It would be a pity to forcefully use such a good furnace." Because of his cultivation technique, if Zuoluyan forced Lung Mei and Lung Xiaoxiao to become his cultivation vessels, the effect of their cultivation would be greatly reduced, so Zuoluyan intended to make them despair. "Take a good look at your feet, and take care of your disciples. As for your senior, I will kill him in front of you." Thinking of Xiao Changtian, Zuoluyan was furious. Then, he waved his hand, and a black shadow appeared beside Zuoluyan. "Master." The moment the black shadow appeared, it bowed to Zuoluyan. He was Zuoluyan's fourth and last disciple. Zuoluyan had asked him to keep an eye on Lung Xiaoxiao and the others when they were on their way to the 100,000 mountains. Seeing this black shadow, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei's expressions became even colder. It turned out that they had always been under the surveillance. Aha! At this moment, a series of screams came from below again. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei looked down. For some unknown reason, some spiritual race disciples died on the spot after letting out miserable cries. "Zuoluyan, what did you do?" At this moment, Lung Xiaoxiao looked at Zhuo Luyuan, who was in mid-air, and a few ice spears appeared beside her. Whoosh! 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 The ice spear hit the formation, but it couldn't penetrate him. This is the soul-devouring array. It won't cause any damage to your bodies, but it can hurt your soul, making your soul feel like it's being bitten by thousands of insects. As he spoke, Zhuo Luyuan handed a red invitation card to the black shadow beside him. This battle invitation belongs to the person you brought to the divine realm. Tell him to come here for a life and death duel. When the black shadow heard Zhuo Luyuan's words, he cupped his fists respectfully. Then his figure disappeared into the air. Zhuo Luyuan looked down at the two girls and smiled. You guys better pray that Senior will come and save you. If you want to surrender to me, I want refuse. Ha ha ha. At this moment, Zhuo Luyuan burst into laughter. When he came to the spiritual race, he had already understood. In the 100,000 mountains, that person occupied his territory and used a smokescreen against him. It had blocked his heavenly demonic lightning, but it had not caused him any harm. Why this meant that the person's defense was slightly stronger, but his attack was not. But as long as he came to the spiritual race, he would lose the geographical advantage, and his soul-devouring array was a soul-devouring array. He wanted to see how he would resist him. The people in this world, who could make fun of him, had yet to make a move. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei looked at Zhuo Luyuan in the air, and felt a sharp pain in their souls. He then shouted at the spiritual race disciples below. Everyone, don't be afraid. Gather your true essence to protect your souls. Chapter 586. If you don't care about martial virtue, I think your master isn't a good person. Zenvel. Siomicron M Divine Realm. 100,000 mountains. After receiving Zhuo Luyuan's order, the black shadow quickly arrived in the divine realm. Looking at the 100,000 mountains in front of him, the black shadow slowly walked in. At the same time on the island, Xiao Changtian and the great sun immortal were drinking tea and chatting at a wooden table. Perfected De Yang, do you know any formation masters who can set up formations? Xiao Changtian held a teacup in his hand and said slowly to the great sun immortal opposite him. When the great sun immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he was also stunned. There were many cultivators on the Tianyuan continent who cultivated various paths. However, there were none who were very powerful in the cultivation of array formations. With this thought in mind, the great sun immortal said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, why don't you look for Miss Lung? Perhaps she has the answer you want. At this moment, the great sun immortal also spoke his thoughts truthfully. Xiao Changtian nodded at him. Miss Lung was a local. Perhaps he had some information about the local array masters. Great sun immortal, thank you. Xiao Changtian got up and went to prepare. Carrying his bamboo basket, Xiao Changtian walked to the lakeside. I promised to take you out last time. Xiao Changtian placed Zhu Long in the goldfish tank and was about to get up. Complete the system mission as soon as possible and be invincible in the cultivation world. At this moment, the black shadow was also wandering in the 100,000 mountains. After casually dealing with the few fierce beasts in the valley, the black shadow revealed a cold smile. The people of the lower realm are really like ants. I don't know how you attracted Master's attention. As he spoke, the black shadow continued to move forward and arrived at a lake. The black shadow narrowed his eyes when he saw the boat approaching the lake. Then, Xiao Changtian came down from the boat. The moment he saw the black shadow, Xiao Changtian slowly said to him, And you are? The black shadow swept his gaze over Xiao Changtian, then slowly said to him, Are you the owner of this island? The owner of the island? Is he still considered a prostitute? As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian said to the black shadow, Not exactly, but you can look for me if you need anything. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the black shadow looked at him with disdain. Indeed, with your strength, it doesn't seem like it. Then, the black shadow took out a red invitation card from his pocket. After throwing it to Xiao Changtian, he said slowly, Take this. Xiao Changtian took the red invitation card from the black shadow and saw the two words on it. Battle invitation. At this moment, The Black Shadow's voice slowly sounded. My master has sent you a challenge. The spiritual race will fight on the ice mountain, regardless of life or death. Xiao Changtian was stunned when he heard the Black Shadow's words. Ever since he came to the cultivation world, he had never seen a battle invitation. It was said that when Xiaxianists fought, they wouldn't have such rules. They were all the kind that would do it the moment they met. Today this guy came to send him a battle invitation. He was probably just a mortal. Could it be that he had taken a fancy to this 100,000 mountains like him? As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the Black Shadow, Go back and tell your lord not to come. You are not my match. Although he was not a cultivator, his martial arts had been systematically trained. It was already at the great success realm. Among mortals, he could be considered to be able to fight. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the Black Shadow frowned. What an arrogant tone of a mortal. Let me teach him a lesson on behalf of Master. Then his figure flashed, and he appeared in front of Xiao Changtian, throwing a punch at him. The Black Shadow controlled the strength of this punch, although it would not kill Xiao Changtian. However, it could also cripple him. Today, he would show him who a mere mortal like the game could not afford to offend. Xiao Changtian smiled when he saw the Black Shadow's fist. He slowly raised his arm, and held the Black Shadow's fist in his hand. What was that? The Black Shadow was shocked when he saw Xiao Changtian catching his fist. Then Xiao Changtian pushed him, and he fell to the ground with a bang. I've already told you, but you still don't believe me. Xiao Changtian smiled at the Black Shadow. With your martial arts, it's better to practice for a few years before coming back. While speaking, Xiao Changtian also intended to leave. He did not have that much time to spend on them. You're courting death. The Black Shadow looked at Xiao Changshan's back as he left. His eyes were bloodshot. A mere mortal dared to humiliate him like this. Then, he pulled out a short knife and attacked Xiao Changtian. I'll let you have a taste of the god-slaying blade. This was his life weapon. This time, the Black Shadow did not hold back. Whoosh! The god-slaying blade was about to reach him. Xiao Changtian suddenly turned around and blocked it with 2 fingers. Looking at the Black Shadow on the ground, there was some anger on his face. If not for his martial arts, he might have died just now. Xiao Changtian walked to the Black Shadow's side and stepped on him. You have to follow the rules when sparring. I don't think your master is a good person. I didn't want to go at first, but now I want to see who taught such a vicious disciple like you. The Black Shadow was stepped on by Xiao Changtian, and wanted to resist. However, he found that his body was being pressed down by a huge force, and his cultivation base had been crushed by Xiao Changshan's foot. You! Looking at Xiao Changtian, the Black Shadow also had a ferocious look on his face. Then he fainted on the spot. At that moment, Jiang Beichen and Futian, who had sensed the commotion, rushed over. Seeing the Black Shadow under Xiao Changshan's feet, Jiang Beichen and the others said to Xiao Changtian, Master, what happened? This person didn't use martial virtue to send a battle invitation, and even sneak attacked me. Seeing the Black Shadow, Xiao Changshan's anger didn't seem to dissipate. Then, he casually threw the God Slayer onto the ground. The workmanship of this weapon was not good either. Jiang Beichen and the others were also furious after hearing Xiao Changshan's words. Master, which faction is it? Oh, go and destroy them. That's right, Master. Who is it? Us senior and junior brothers will go and destroy him. Seeing Jiang Beichen and the others' indignant expressions, Xiao Changtian waved his hand at them. Master can settle it himself. These disciples of his had never seen much fighting and killing. It would be bad if they saw blood. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Jiang Beichen and the others continued to persevere. Master, let us go. Yes, let us go. Chapter 587, Senior here. _Elzenvel. Siomicronim Sacred Spirit Sky. Ice Peak of the Spirit Race in the Soul-Devouring Array. Lung Xiaoxiao looked at Lung Mei at the side with unconcealable worry on her face. Little sister, how are you? Are you okay? Lung Mei's face was a little pale at this moment. When he heard Lung Xiaoxiao's words, he also replied to her weakly. Big sister, I'm fine. You should take a look at the other spiritual race disciples. Ever since they had been trapped in this soul-devouring array, the spiritual race disciples had fought to the death. However, because their cultivation levels were relatively high, they could still protect their souls from being damaged. However, the other spiritual race disciples were different. They were already in a sorry state. Some disciples who were slightly weaker had already fallen to the ground and were on the verge of death. Upon hearing Lung Mai's words, Lung Xiaoxiao looked around at the surrounding spiritual race disciples. At the same time, he didn't forget to transfer primeval essence to Lung Mei. Sister, what are you doing? You won't be able to hold on like this. Lung Mei felt true essence surging into his body and said slowly to Lung Xiaoxiao. When Lung Xiaoxiao heard Lung Mai's words, she also smiled at her. It's fine. Sister's cultivation is higher than yours, so she can still hold on for a while. At the same time, he looked at the suffering spiritual race disciples around him. Lung Xiaoxiao's true essence surged out of her body as she made a complicated gesture with her hands. Disciples of the spiritual race, don't be anxious. Prepare to receive my true essence. As soon as she finished speaking, true essence surged out of Lung Xiaoxiao's body. At the same time, it was injected into the bodies of the other spirit disciples. With Lung Xiaoxiao's help, the situation of the other spiritual race disciples improved. Patriarch. Seeing Lung Xiaoxiao's pale face, the other spiritual race disciples looked at her with tears in their eyes. In midair, Zuoluyan saw Lung Xiaoxiao's actions and did not stop her. You might not be able to protect yourself, but you're still worried about others. It's really ridiculous. Zuoluyan took a glance at her indifferently and continued to rest in the air with his eyes closed. Beside Lung Xiaoxiao, Lung Mei looked at her and tried to inject his true qi into her body. Little sister, what are you doing? You can't even hold on yourself. Sensing Lung Mai's actions, Lung Xiaoxiao shouted at her. Big sister, it's fine. Senior will be here soon. Hey! Hearing Lung Mai's words, Lung Xiaoxiao also sighed. Ever since this little sister of his went to the divine world, she had other thoughts. It was just that they had brought Senior trouble several times in a row. It was hard to say whether Senior would come or not. Hearing Lung Xiaoxiao's sigh, Lung Mei continued to speak to her. Big sister, don't worry. Senior is so powerful. Defeating that old man won't be a problem. Hearing Lung Mai's words, Lung Xiaoxiao nodded at her. Little sister, I also believe that Senior can defeat Zuoluyan. However, if anything unexpected happens, sister. Before Lung Xiaoxiao could finish her words, she was interrupted by Lung Mei. Then, Lung Mei seemed to have seen something. She pointed ahead with a smile on her face. Sister, look over there. Senior is here. Senior is here. Hearing Lung Mai's joyful voice, Lung Xiaoxiao also looked in the direction of her fingertips. It's indeed Senior. Senior is here. Senior is here to save our spiritual race. Lung Xiaoxiao muttered to herself as she felt a sense of hope. Originally, she had planned to tell Lung Mei to escape if she couldn't hold on. Xiao Changshan's arrival at this time undoubtedly gave her endless hope. He had to repay Senior properly. At this moment, Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen slowly appeared on the stairs of the ice mountain. When they heard that they were being attacked, they insisted on coming over to help. Xiao Changtian really couldn't persuade them, so he took a step back. Jiang Beichen represented the disciples to help Xiao Changtian. On Jiang Beichen's shoulder was a figure. Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen slowly arrived at the spiritual race's icy peak. Zuoluyan, who was in midair, slowly opened his eyes. You're finally here. This time, I'll make you pay back all the humiliation you've given me. As he said that, Zuoluyan's figure flashed, and he slowly landed on the ice peak. She looked at the two figures that were gradually becoming clearer, and then she saw the black shadow on Jiang Beichen's shoulder. Damn it! Zuoluyan clenched his fists tightly as a wave of anger surged in his heart. This person had actually killed his last disciple. Unforgivable, unforgivable. Whoosh! Zuoluyan exhaled slowly. He did not rush up to fight Xiao Changtian. As long as he entered the soul-devouring array, he would slowly torture him. When Xiao Changtian stepped onto the mountain peak, he saw Lung Xiaoxiao and the others trapped in the soul-devouring array. Isn't that Miss Lung? Why are you here? Xiao Changtian saw Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei and waved at them. Originally, he was also going to look for them. Now it seemed that his trip was killing two birds with one stone. In the formation, Lung Mei saw Xiao Changtian waving at them, and a smile flashed across her face. Senior, this is the soul-devouring formation. Be careful. Humph. Zuoluyan saw Lung Mei shouting at Xiao Changtian and sneered. His hand gestures changed, and the array isolated all sounds. Lung Mei's voice couldn't be heard at all. At the same time, he increased the speed of the soul-devouring array. At that moment, Lung Xiaoxiao and the others felt an even stronger force stimulating their souls. Outside the formation, Xiao Changtian could only see Lung Mei's hands and feet dancing. However, he did not hear what she said. Forget it, I'll just walk over and talk to them. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian brought Jiang Beichen directly to the soul-devouring formation. Senior, be careful. There's a formation. Lung Mei saw that Xiao Changtian didn't respond to her reminder, and continued to shout. Little sister, it's useless. Zuoluyan has already isolated our voices. At this moment, Lung Xiaoxiao also sensed that something was wrong and said to Lung Mei. After hearing Lung Xiaoxiao's words, Lung Mei also became somewhat anxious. If Xiao Changtian was trapped after entering the array, it would be difficult to break the array. After all, breaking the formation outside was definitely easier than breaking it inside. Come on. This seat will definitely make your soul fly and smoke out this time. Seeing Xiao Changtian getting closer and closer to the soul-devouring formation, Zuoluyan smiled. It seemed that his guess was right. Even his array formation could not be seen. This person's previous attack on him was a bluff. Then, Xiao Changtian slowly entered the soul-devouring formation. Chapter 588. Nothing is impossible. 1 Zenvel. Siamacronem Sacred Spirit Sky. Ice Peak of the Spirit Race. Zuoluyan watched as Xiao Changtian slowly walked into the soul-devouring formation. The smile on his face gradually became wider, and his hand gestures kept changing. Die! Whoosh! 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 Under Zuoluyan's control, the soul-devouring formation continued to erode Xiao Changtian. When Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei, who were in the grand array, saw this scene, their hearts also jumped to their throats. They could feel that the magic power of the array that was acting on them had completely disappeared. Without a doubt, they were all heading towards Xiao Changtian. At this moment, Xiao Changtian didn't have any defense set up on his body. However, in their eyes, Xiao Changtian walked towards them as if nothing had happened. Miss Lung, we meet again. Xiao Changtian smiled at Lung Xiaoxiao and the others. At this moment, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei were also somewhat unable to react. This senior ignored the soul-devouring array. They knew that Xiao Changtian was powerful, but they never thought that he could ignore the soul-devouring formation. After all, the torture they had suffered here was real. At this time, Lung Mei suddenly had some tears in her eyes, and her figure suddenly pounced towards Xiao Changtian. His entire body was hanging on Xiao Changtian. Senior, you're finally here. Xiao Changtian felt the beauty on his body, and smelled the fragrance on Lung Mei's body. At this moment, he was slightly shocked and did not react. Miss Lung, you don't have to be so polite. Xiao Changtian patted Lung Mei's back and said slowly. Jiang Beichen seemed to have realized something. Master, I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Jiang Beichen turned around as he spoke. He finally understood why Xiao Changtian didn't let them follow him. So this was the reason. Xiao Changtian looked at Jiang Beichen, who had his back to him, and glared at her. Miss Lung, why don't you come down first? When Lung Mei heard Xiao Changtian's words, he realized that he had lost his composure. She quickly got down from Xiao Changtian, her face slightly red. Senior, we've been trapped here for a long time, so... At this moment, Lung Mei also wanted to explain. Trapped here for a long time? Xiao Changtian was stunned when he heard Lung Mei's words. There was no pit or dangerous place here. How could he be trapped here? However, he saw the dirty clothes on Lung Mei and Lung Xiaoxiao. Xiao Changtian also knew that they weren't playing with him. At this moment, Zuoluyan was also changing his hand gestures. Impossible, impossible. Seeing that Xiao Changtian was unharmed in the soul-devouring formation, Zuoluyan was exasperated. Then, He pointed at Xiao Changtian and said slowly, "It's you. You killed my disciple. Do you dare to fight?" Zhuo Yun's words also attracted Xiao Changshan's attention. When Leng Mei heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also reported to Xiao Changtian, "Senior, this is the guy who trapped us here and threatened us to deal with you." Hearing Leng Mei's words, Xiao Changshan's eyes narrowed. So this was what being trapped meant. This old man was probably the one who had sent him a battle invitation. He had thought that it was just a disciple who was a little vicious. He did not expect it to be passed down. This old man was probably afraid that he would not accept the challenge and use Miss Leng and the others to threaten him. Miss Leng and the others were just a few weak women. How could they be a match for these old men who knew martial arts? As he thought about this, Xiao Changshan's face turned cold. "Beichen." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Jiang Beichen immediately walked over. "Master." Xiao Changtian looked at Jiang Beichen beside him and directly lifted the black shadow from his hand. He threw it at Zhuo Luyan. "This is your disciple, right? His strength isn't that great, so he's already been taken care of by me." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Zhuo Luyan took the black shadow that Xiao Changtian threw over. After a quick check, he looked at Xiao Changtian with anger in his eyes. The black shadow's cultivation had been crippled. His only remaining disciple had also become a cripple. "Go to hell!" After shouting at Xiao Changtian, Zhuo Luyan also charged at Xiao Changtian. "Today, I will break your turtle shell." Seeing Zhuo Luyan coming towards him, Xiao Changtian sneered. He dodged to the side and dodged Zhuo Luyan's fatal punch. Then he casually grabbed Zhuo Luyan's arm and raised his left foot. He kicked Zhuo Luyan's abdomen. Puff! Zhuo Luyan spat out a mouthful of blood after being kicked by Xiao Changtian. "Impossible! That's impossible!" Zhuo Luyan felt a sharp pain in his abdomen. His eyes widened as he spoke slowly. "Nothing is impossible." Xiao Changtian looked at Zhuo Luyan and kicked him as well. Bang! When Xiao Changshan's foot landed, Zhuo Luyan's cultivation base was completely dispersed. Xiao Changshan's cold voice rang in his ears. Zhuo Luyan glared at Xiao Changtian. Pointing at him, she slowly said, "You!" Whoosh! Then his entire arm slowly fell to the ground. His eyes were wide open, and he died with a grievance. Xiao Changtian didn't show any mercy in that kick. Looking at Zhuo Luyan, who was lying on the ground, Leng Xiaoxiao and Leng Mei slowly walked over. "Senior, this person." "Beichen, deal with it," Xiao Changtian said to Jiang Beichen. Then he smiled at Leng Xiaoxiao and Leng Mei. "I'll leave this to Beichen. Miss Leng, are you alright?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Leng Mei and Leng Xiaoxiao also shook their heads at him. Then Leng Mei said to Xiao Changtian, "Senior, why don't we talk inside?" Hearing Leng Mei's words, Xiao Changtian finally noticed the palace in front of him. This was the first time he had seen Miss Leng's residence. Looking at this palace, it was like Zhou heirs. They were both from wealthy families. Thinking so, Xiao Changtian followed Leng Xiaoxiao and Leng Mei into the palace. After entering the palace, Leng Mei also staggered. "Little sister Miss Leng, are you alright?" Leng Xiaoxiao and Xiao Changtian said at the same time. It seemed that Leng Mei had been badly injured in the soul-devouring formation. Xiao Changtian slowly grabbed Leng Mei's arm and examined it. "It's nothing. I'm just a little weak. I'll just mix some medicine and drink it." Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Leng Xiaoxiao nodded gratefully. After receiving a prescription from Xiao Changtian, he immediately arranged for the servants to cook it. Chapter 589. We will listen to Senior, Wunzenvel. Siamacronem Sacred Spirit Sky, Spirit Race's Ice Peak Palace. Not long after Leng Xiaoxiao gave the order, a maid came up with 2 bowls of Chinese medicine soup. Leng Xiaoxiao took a bowl from the jade plate and was about to feed it to Leng Mei. "Miss Leng, wait a moment." Xiao Changtian stopped Leng Xiaoxiao and took out a few wolfberries from his interspatial ring. "Adding this in will have an effect." She slowly placed the wolfberries into the bowl before feeding it to Leng Mei. "Miss Leng, you should drink some too." Xiao Changtian saw Leng Xiaoxiao's expression and reminded her. It seemed that the old fellow from before was really vicious to Miss Leng. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Leng Xiaoxiao also took a bowl from her maid and slowly drank it. As soon as the potion entered her stomach, Lung Xiaoxiao felt a pure power repairing her damaged soul. The injuries he had suffered from the soul-devouring array had also mostly recovered. At this time, Lung Mei also slowly woke up. They stood up slowly and looked at Xiao Changtian with respect. Then, the two of them said to Xiao Changtian gratefully, "Thank you for your kindness, Senior. The spiritual race has nothing to repay you for." Hearing Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei's words, Xiao Changtian hurriedly helped them up. "It's nothing. Miss Lung, you don't have to be so polite." At the same time, Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart. Speaking of which, he was also responsible for Miss Lung and the other's misfortune. After all, that old man also wanted to deal with him. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei's eyes were filled with gratitude when Xiao Changtian helped them up. "How about this? Why don't you guys move to the island? That way you can take care of each other." Xiao Changshan's voice slowly entered the two girls' ears. Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei looked at each other, and their eyes were filled with a strange light. It was the spiritual race's fortune to be able to meet Senior. Xiao Changtian felt a little uncomfortable being stared at by the two girls. "Miss Lung, what do you think? We listened to the Senior's call, although the Divine Realm's spiritual energy was not as dense as the Saint Spirit Skies. It was still a little too weak. But if they followed Senior, their spiritual race would definitely have a bright future." At this moment, Jiang Beichen walked in from outside. "Master." Seeing Jiang Beichen's arrival, Xiao Changtian also thought of something. "Miss Lung, I wonder if you know where an array master is?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei were stunned. Senior is looking for an array master? Most array masters were in the myriad array sky. However, Zhuo Luyan, who had just been killed by Senior, had a high status in Wanjin sky. With the current situation, it was already fortunate that Wanjintian did not make things difficult for them. "Senior, we know, but that might be a little troublesome." Lung Xiaoxiao hesitated for a moment and told Xiao Changtian the truth. "It's okay, Miss Lung. Beichen and I will go and look for her." Xiao Changtian also knew what Lung Xiaoxiao and the others were worried about. They had just escaped from the calamity. It would be a little difficult for them to go out and look for it. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Lung Xiaoxiao did not hesitate anymore and ran her fingers through her hair. He took out a map from his interspatial ring. "Senior, this is where formation masters gather." Lung Xiaoxiao pointed at the place marked on the map and said to Xiao Changtian, "Yes, thank you, Miss Lung." Xiao Changtian took the map from Lung Xiaoxiao's hands and said to her with a smile. Lung Mei saw Xiao Changtian put the map into his interspatial ring and was ready to set off. He said, "Senior, why don't I take you there?" "No need. Your body hasn't fully recovered yet. You still need to rest more. Beichen and I can go over." Xiao Changtian glanced at Jiang Beichen as he spoke. "Yes, Miss Lung, Master and I can handle it. Don't you trust Master?" Sensing Xiao Changshan's words, Jiang Beichen walked out and smiled at Lung Mei and Lung Xiaoxiao. "All right then." Hearing Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen's words, Lung Mei also stuck out her tongue. Then, under Lung Xiaoxiao's cold and charming farewell, Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen slowly walked towards Wanjintian. Looking at Xiao Changshan's back view, Lung Xiaoxiao and Lung Mei were a little lost in thought. That stalwart back was so tall and handsome. After leaving the Saint Spirit Sky, Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen arrived at the 10,000 array sky with the help of the chaos ants. Looking at the red glow in the sky, Xiao Changtian narrowed his eyes. Because in the red clouds, there was a faint shadow of an ancient tomb. Wow, could it be that there were opportunities for those immortal cultivators here as soon as he arrived? At this moment, Xiao Changtian suddenly remembered what Lung Xiaoxiao and the others meant by trouble. So this was the trouble. To mortals like them, if a group of immortal cultivators were to compete for opportunities here, they would be able to survive. He and Jiang Beichen would probably die here. "Beichen, after we enter the town, we have to keep a low profile and not cause trouble, understand?" Although Jiang Beichen had been performing well, Xiao Changtian still reminded him. After all, this was a critical period. "All right, Master." Jiang Beichen helped Xiao Changtian carry the bamboo basket and responded. After entering the town, Xiao Changtian sat down at a tea stall. As a newcomer, these stalls were the best places to gather information. After Xiao Changtian and Jiang Beichen sat down, a waiter came over with a teapot. Customer, what do you want? Iron Longjing, a pot of consout. Xiao Changtian said slowly. All right. At this moment, at the table next to Xiao Changtian, a few burly men with bare arms slowly gathered together. You guys are all here for this immortal emperor's tomb, right? Why don't we form a team and explore it? Sigh with our strength. So what if we form a team? Haven't you heard? The Array sect attached great importance to this ancient tomb. It's said that the current sect master of the Array sect, Zuoxiu Yuan, personally went out for the sake of the few finest grade immortal artifacts inside. Even Zuoxiu Yuan has stepped out? It seems that we have no hope. Isn't that so? Not only Zuoxiu Yuan, it is said that many people from the other heaven realms have also arrived. I think we should just go and join in the fun. Xiao Changtian sat beside them, and naturally heard their conversation. Through their conversation, Xiao Changtian came to two conclusions. Firstly, there were many cultivators here. Secondly, the cultivation here was very strong. Therefore, if he and Jiang Beichen didn't want to die, they had to find a place to stay. Otherwise, he wouldn't even know how he died. After drinking the tea, Xiao Changtian left with Jiang Beichen. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support. And don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.